Namaskar to everyone. Namaskar to all our very esteemed guests, distinguished dignitaries, our special invitees, our honored speakers. A pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, for me, Vimi Chaudhary, the facilitator of this meet, to welcome you all on behalf of the Indian Achievers Forum to the second edition of Atmanirbhar Bharat e-Summit and Awards. And ladies and gentlemen, as many of you might be aware, the very first edition of Atmanirbhar Bharat Summit we had in this year itself in April. और जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान को लॉन्च किया था 12 मई 2020 को। और इस अभियान का लक्ष्य भारत को चिकित्सा, वस्त्र, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, प्लास्टिक, खिलौने, कृषि आदि जैसे क्षेत्रों में आत्मनिर्भर बनाना है, जिससे भारत ना सिर्फ विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में आत्मनिर्भर बन सके बल्कि बड़े स्तर पर निर्यात करने में भी सक्षम हो सके। And I think all of you will agree that Atmanirbhar Bharat mission definitely can be a watershed moment for India, igniting its entrepreneurial and innovative spirit and unleashing an unprecedented wave of growth, prosperity, and well-being for the nation, which can not only serve our nation but also the world at large. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I think all of us agree that the last 1.5 years have been really turbulent times for India, be it the pandemic or because of also the region we are in. We have been facing a lot many geopolitical disturbances also. But in spite of all that, if you see, our democratic credentials are very stable. Our economy is also showing resilience. Thanks to the very timely, bold, and very decisive decisions which have been taken by the government, that we are now on the road to recovery. We are seeing the small and medium enterprises all bouncing back. The economy is shaping up well. And as Honorable Prime Minister Modi had recently said from Red Fort, कि यही समय है, सही समय है, सबके प्रयत्न से, सबके साथ के साथ एक स्वावलंबी, एक कॉन्फिडेंट, एक सेल्फ बिलीविंग भारत के निर्माण की तरफ. So we all have to come together in building and shaping an Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, just in a span of few months, as I mentioned, the very first edition we had in April this year, and we are back in just few months with the second edition, for we strongly believe that now that COVID is over and the world is looking at the future, this is the right time to look beyond and to build back better. And that is what we are going to be ideating, discussing, deliberating, discussing in this summit. We have very esteemed speakers and panelists joining us, people who are from different walks of life, people who have contributed immensely, people who hold a strong opinion, and very constructive suggestions and recommendations coming up from them. We have seen the government rolling out various Atmanirbhar Bharat packages. We've seen 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. But then the other stakeholders of the economy, be it the academia, the industry, the business people, the state government, the central government, all need to work together. And so through this summit, our endeavor is going to be inviting these diverse thoughts, opinions, recommendations, and suggestions, how we can collectively play a stellar role in making Bharat Atmanirbhar, making Bharat self-reliant and self-believing. So with that intro, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to open up the summit. And for that, at the very onset, we first invite the views and perspective of the torchbearers of the Indian Achievers Forum, a forum which is today one of the most credible and one of the most respectable platform that engages in developing ideas, opinions, and knowledge on key issues, and thus contributing vastly towards nation building. And on the onset, I would like to request and invite the Honorary Secretary of Indian Achievers Forum to please open the conversation with his opening remarks and his words of welcome for everyone. So may I request Mr. S. Ravi Shankar for his welcome address. Inviting you, sir.
A warm welcome to everyone to this very important and unique program Atmanirbhar Bharat e-Summit and Awards. The summit is on the theme Building Atmanirbhar Bharat, Overcoming COVID, and this is being organized by Indian Achievers Forum. Indian Achievers Forum has been doing an exceptionally good job over the last a decade or so in bringing together and encouraging successful entrepreneurs in building and reshaping India's growth. So congratulations to Indian Achievers Forum for once again putting together an excellent program in this year, especially as we are facing a recovery after COVID-19, which impacted us last year in 2020, and the second wave had a much more impact in 2021, early 2021, and now we are on a recovery phase, and this program is very unique and very apt at this point in time. India is one of the important and very few countries which have recovered from COVID very fast. Indian industry has come back to the growth path, and at this point in time when COVID has impacted the world so much, India's recovery story is very commendable, and Atmanirbhar Bharat, the program launched by Honorable Prime Minister, is going to take shape and is going to assume added significance, especially when there is a need for self-sufficiency in the country. And India has successfully managed COVID, and the recent announcement by Honorable Prime Minister that we have reached a milestone of 100 crore vaccinations is a commendable job, and we can all feel proud to be an Indian. And this particular Summit cum Awards is going to cover a wide range of topics right from across industries, various industries, talking about manufacturing, technology, education, infrastructure, and many more of them. And also it will talk about certain very key themes like quality. India has to set benchmarks in quality. India has to deliver the product and services on time to people, to its customers, and India has also got to leverage the technology and leverage the strength of the people and develop their own people to really have self-sufficiency within the country, and that is the need of the hour. And this particular summit is going to deliver that. In this summit, we have a impressive lineup of speakers, especially in this particular inaugural program. We have an impressive lineup of speakers, and I have extreme pleasure in welcoming our chief guest, Srimati Rekha Sharma ji, Chairperson, National Commission for Women. We also have the guest of honor, Shri Sunil Shastri ji, Chairman, Lal Bahadur Shastri Foundation. Then we have former Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Professor Ashutosh Sharma. We have Dr. Ajay Garg, Director, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So I extend a very, very warm welcome to all these dignitaries who are going to share their insights today. Our special thanks also goes to Mete Startup Hub for supporting this event, and they have been a great encouragement for successfully organizing this event. I once again congratulate Indian Achievers Forum for organizing this program, and I am sure the deliberations and recommendations that emanate out of this program is going to be put together as a compendium, and we can use it in various forums to really further our quest for self-sufficiency in the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Shankar. Thank you for setting the tone and the context for the summit. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian Achievers Forum has been nurtured and groomed by the best minds, the veterans and stellar personalities like Mr. Sunil Shastriji, an Indian politician and a former cabinet minister in the government of Uttar Pradesh. आप भारत के द्वितीय प्रधानमंत्री लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी के पुत्र हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सदस्य हैं, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के कार्यकाल में आप राष्ट्रीय सचिव भी रह चुके हैं और एक राजनेता के अलावा आप कवि भी हैं और लेखक भी हैं. And ladies and gentlemen, the Indian Achievers Forum is really fortunate that he is the chief patron of the forum, and he's always been guiding us. As we have his distinguished presence here, I would like to request you, sir, request Mr. Shastri for his views and blessings on this occasion.
मुझे याद आती है अपने पूजनीय पिता लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी की, जिन्होंने इस देश को जय जवान जय किसान का नारा दिया और उन्होंने इस नारे के माध्यम से देश को मजबूती के रास्ते पर लाकर खड़ा किया. जिस समय अनाज की कमी थी, जय किसान के नारे के माध्यम से किसानों ने दिन रात मेहनत करके उपज को बढ़ाया और हमारा देश आत्मनिर्भर भारत बना, जहाँ तक अन्न का प्रश्न था. और इसी तरह से जवानों ने हमारे जहाँ एक तरफ सुरक्षा की, रक्षा की हमारे बॉर्डर्स की, उस दूसरी तरफ जो दूसरे जवान हमारे थे जो मैदान में नहीं थे, वो अपने फील्ड में थे और जिन्होंने हर तरह का एक काम किया, चाहे उपज बढ़ाने की बात हो और छोटे छोटे उद्योगों में, बड़े बड़े उद्योगों में उनका जो कुछ काम करने का था वो बहुत अच्छी तरह से चला. इन कठिनाइयों में, जबकि कोविड-19 की वजह से बहुत रुकावटें थीं, दिक्कतें थीं, लेकिन फिर भी इन कठिनाइयों में जिस तरह से उन लोगों ने चैलेंज को एक्सेप्ट किया और उसके विरुद्ध एक अच्छी लड़ाई, जंग लड़ी और जवानों की तरह जैसे हमारे बॉर्डर्स पर जवान हमारी रक्षा करते हैं, उन्होंने हम सब की रक्षा अपने देश के अंदर रह कर किया और किसानों ने भी देश के अंदर करके उपज बढ़ाकर हम लोगों को इस लड़ाई का सामना करने का अवसर दिया. हम सब उनके आभारी हैं, उनके प्रति अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करते हैं जो लोग हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे और लड़ाई के संघर्ष करते रहे. और साथ ही साथ मैं डॉक्टर्स, अपने सारे जितने भी लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं हमारे देश के प्रोग्रेस में, उन सब को बधाई देता हूँ कि उन्होंने बहुत मजबूती के साथ कोविड-19 का सामना किया. अब हमको विश्वास है कि कोविड-19 से हमारा देश मुक्त होगा और हम सब पुनः एक बार फिर से जोरदार तरीके से अपने प्रोडक्शन को, अपने प्रोग्रेस को तेज़ी से बढ़ाएंगे. और इसमें मुझे लगता है कि जवानों का और ख़ास तौर से महिलाओं का एक बड़ा भारी भूमिका होगी. और जो जितने हमारे महिलाएं हैं उनको मैं इवेंट वुमेन कहता हूँ. इसलिए कहता हूँ कि वो कोई भी कार्यक्रम जो होता है बड़े खूबी से, बहुत मजबूती के साथ, एक विश्वास के साथ वो उसे आगे बढ़ाती हैं, पूरे लगन के साथ, निष्ठा के साथ, कर्मठता के साथ कार्य करती हैं और देश को आगे बढ़ाती हैं. तो मैं इन शब्दों के साथ आप सबको, अवॉर्डीज़ को बधाई देता हूँ जिन लोगों को आज अवार्ड दिया जा रहा है, और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आगे आने वाले सालों में इंडियन अचीवर्स फोरम एक अपनी कीर्तिमान स्थापित करेगा, लोगों का अध्ययन करेगा, लोगों को अवार्ड देगा और उनको मोटिवेट करेगा, उनको आगे बढ़ाएगा. इन शब्दों के साथ मैं एक बार आपके समक्ष जय जवान जय किसान का नारा पुनः फिर करता हूँ, जो कि एक आत्मनिर्भर भारत की एक निशानी है. अगर आप पूछें मुझसे तो जय जवान जय किसान एक रीढ़ की हड्डी है, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड जो है हमारे नेशन का, वो जय जवान जय किसान का नारा है. और उसके माध्यम से हम समझते हैं कि हमारा सारा के सारा जो देश है वो आज आगे बढ़ रहा है और बढ़ेगा।
Thank you, Shastriji. You've always been a friend, philosopher, guide, and mentor to the forum. We really look forward to your blessings and your address. Thank you for guiding us, and thank you so very much for motivating and inspiring us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we talk about building an Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think all of you will agree that today, the contribution of women in building the self reliant India cannot be ignored, especially women constituting 50% of the population. And if you have one hand tied behind, you cannot bring in that capacity or capability or proficiency. And that is where the role of women in making India Atmanirbhar, the role of women towards nation building needs to be more recognized. It stands more prominent, it stands more pronounced. There are numerous examples which clearly prove that when a woman is given equal importance, she is given status, she decides to create something that is needed for the betterment of society. She does it very effectively, very efficiently in almost every field. And today, once again, we are really honored that we have such a remarkable woman of substance as the chairperson of the National Commission for Women, who is also our distinguished chief guest for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, she stands as a voice for women, the voice of women. Ms. Rekha Sharma, the chairperson, National Commission for Women. I welcome you, ma'am, and we now look forward to your very inspiring thoughts.
Let me start this address by congratulating Indian Achievers Forum for recognizing the work of women who are working towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. I am really thankful that they have started these awards because women need to be recognized who are working in the field of self-reliance for other women and also giving other women the opportunity to work and to earn for their families and for themselves. PM Modi gave a call for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and Bharat cannot be Atmanirbhar unless women of the country also contribute in working towards it. The 50% population of the country is of women, and we need to make them self-reliant and also give them opportunity to be part of nation building. And this is what Atmanirbhar Bharat is all about. National Commission for Women has been working towards it. We have been giving them training in IIM Bangalore for entrepreneurship, and many women have been come out and took this training. We are giving training women of villages for starting their business in dairy farming, and this program is ongoing. We will be continuing it for 1 year. We'll be training women from self-help group who can start their business in dairy farming and making many products from milk and selling them. It will be marketing, packaging, and also manufacturing. So we are going to train women in different spheres. This is not the only program which NCW is doing towards empowering women. We are doing many programs in colleges on entrepreneurships, and this is what we want, that women should earn their money, should be self-reliant and on their own feet, supporting their family, be part of nation building. If we want our country to get GDP which is required to be in the developed nations, we need to make women part of all these programs. They have to start earning, they have to be part of workforces everywhere, in the offices, in the businesses, everywhere. And these awards are doing much required work, which is making these women, inspiring these women to go ahead and be part of that workforce which we require for our country. Under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, we have come a long way from women development to women-led development, and that's how when a leader leads from front, and when a leader talk about women and giving priority to women development, I think the country will soon achieve its goal and let women work in every sphere. I once again congratulate Indian Achievers Forum and all the women who are getting award today, and I really feel that these kinds of programs are required to inspire other women to come in these fields. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Really appreciate your thoughts, especially on women empowerment and the very important role of women towards making India Atmanirbhar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us understand how science and technology can lead to Atmanirbhar Bharat. And when we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is where we include the rural India as well as the urban India. And to take us through this thought, I would now like to invite our next eminent speaker, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, former Secretary, Department of Science and Technology. Over to Professor Sharma.
Hello, I am Ashutosh Sharma, Professor of Chemical Engineering at IIT Kanpur and a former Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Let me start by extending my hearty congratulations to all the award winners of Indian Achievers Forum Atmanirbhar Awards. You have done great. You have worked very hard, and you can be justifiably proud of your achievement, which is contributing to Honorable Prime Minister's dream of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. So I want to congratulate you on this huge success. Remember, when you are successful, that's a good time to get yourself even greater motivation so that you can scale ever new heights. I wish you all of that and even greater things in the years to come. Now, Atmanirbhar Bharat, of course, that we have been making very rapid progress in that front. To give you an example, in COVID-19 times, when the first wave hit us, India had nothing. It was importing everything from ventilator to diagnostic kits to PPEs to N95 masks. And of course, there was a hunt on for COVID vaccine. All of that could be done very quickly, as you all know, that within 2, 3, 4 months of COVID, all of these products could be produced right here in India, from design, R&D, to innovation, and taken up by startups and industry and supported by the government. Now, that was made possible by having a common, clear, and shared purpose. And so that industry, government, startups, and academia all were working together. That indeed is a model for a knowledge economy. And I'm sure that all of you are leveraging that strength India has. India has a lot of strengths. It's got huge markets, huge markets, diversified markets. So any product or technology that you make for India, if it is good, if it is with quality, it is going to it's going to find a global market. At the same time, the COVID-19 time taught us that we need to be totally Atmanirbhar because not everything can be supplied when you actually need it and in the quality that you need it and the functionality of that product. So Atmanirbhar Bharat, indeed would go forward on the pillars of science, technology, innovation, and our confidence in taking things forward. So let me just say that there never been a better time for innovation and startups and entrepreneurship in India. Just to give you an example, in the Global Innovation Index, India has been making a rapid climb. Just 6 years ago, it was 80 plus rank. We have climbed this ladder very quickly, unprecedented for any nation. We are today at number 48. And I haven't any doubt that with the contributions and the zeal and energy of each one of you, and so many of our young people all over the country, that we would continue to climb this limitless ladder of excellence. And I haven't any doubt that if we were to meet in 5 years from now, that India would be among the top 25 countries in innovation, even better. So today, India has a third largest number of startups, technology startups in the whole world. There are something like over 20,000 technology startups in the country, and this has happened in just last 6 years. And you know, for a country of the size of India, which is 1.3 billion people, while 20,000, 40,000 looks like a good number, really it is not sufficient. So we need to put a zero in front of it very rapidly in the next 5 years, next 10 years, that we should be really ambitious and scale up this movement by putting maybe two zeros in front of the numbers that we have now. I am sure that India has the capacity to absorb over 200,000 very good quality startups driven by innovative ideas. Let me just conclude by saying that Atmanirbhar Bharat, Atmanirbharta, it has several pillars. One of the pillars is science and technology. Whole lot of things are happening in that domain. Other pillar is a policy. Many policies are empowering this movement, and that would continue with even greater speed and scale. Finally, very important aspect of Atmanirbhar Bharat is cultural. There are three cultural pillars which are so important for Atmanirbharta. The first one I call Atmavishwas, or self-confidence. You see, a whole lot of people have information, knowledge. We are intelligent people. We may even have some energy to be successful, but we must absolutely have the same confidence that people in most of the advanced, so-called technologically advanced nations have, which means that we have the confidence that not only we can do it, but we will certainly do it in a time-bound manner. There is absolutely no reason to believe that we Indians have anything less going for us than any other corner of the world. The second cultural aspect is Atma Samman, which means self-respect. And self-respect is not only for the self, but it is for everybody. So people who don't have self-respect cannot give it to others. This is the basic fundamental truth. If I don't have something, I can't give it to others. We must believe in ourselves, we must believe in others, and must deliver based on that confidence and that samman, the Atma Samman. Then the third aspect of Atmanirbharta is Atma Chintan, which is not the same as Chinta. Chinta is a negative thing. What we have to aim for is what we have to aim for is a dispassionate, rational analysis of who we are, where we are, what we need to do, and how we need to get to our target. And this is something which is based on evidence, which is based on data, a deep dive, an analysis of all the things that we need to do and how we need to do them. Now, these cultural aspects are in fact overarching, even though they are not often emphasized. If we think we have the knowledge, we have the idea, that's very good, that's necessary, but that's not sufficient. So I would impress upon you, everybody, to be wholly positive. Indeed, the future of India, the future of our society is positive, is going in the right direction, is picked up speed. Now we all need to be there together to contribute to that dream of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, and I haven't any doubt that we would succeed beyond our expectations, even I would say, because there is that much of energy out there. So I wish each one of you all the very best going forward on this journey. Have no doubts that together we will do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. Thank you for highlighting the need to examine and to strengthen the knowledge chain end to end for science and technology to lead Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate your thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of any event also depends on the sponsors for the support which they extend to us. We have many partners in success whom we would like to thank. And towards thanking them, we have presentations, small presentations by them. Our very first presenter and our sponsor, IDBI. Many thanks to them. And I would now like to request the IDBI for their presentation. Thank you. Our next esteemed partner in success towards organizing the summit is ONGC. I would like to invite the esteemed ONGC for his presentation.
India, one of the largest economies and among the biggest energy consumer nations. Its appetite for energy is growing at pace with its strong growth trajectory. This fast-paced development also means that a responsible nation contributes sustainably to the rise of a healthier, prosperous Indian society. ONGC, since its inception in 1956, has made pioneering endeavors to realize the vision of a proud, self-sufficient, prosperous nation by providing affordable energy. Oil and Natural Gas Commission, constituted by the Government of India to delve into the vast Indian geological landscape, successfully explored the Earth's treasures in arid deserts, dense forests and the deep blue oceans around the Indian peninsula and scripted India's hydrocarbon saga. The commission, which transformed later into a crown jewel among the country's public sectors. The Maharatna, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, continues to lead and set new benchmarks and forges ahead on its mission of energy independence, the main theme of the growth story of India. Breaking the century-old myth at the very early days of its foundation that no significant oil could ever be found in India. Today, ONGC is successfully producing oil and gas from Mehsana, Cambay, Ahmedabad, Ankleshwar in Gujarat, Krishna, Godavari and Kaveri basins in the south, to Assam and Tripura in the east. Of course, from Mumbai High, the biggest discovery made in 1974, which brought India prominently on the oil and gas map of the world. And later significant discoveries of Hira, Neelam and Ratna fields in western waters, and the Baseen field discovery in the western offshore, which remains thus far the largest gas field of India. Today we move further and deeper, adopting latest innovations of deep-sea technologies for breaking the challenges of depth, high temperature and high pressure to bring production from new gas discoveries of eastern offshore in Bay of Bengal and in Kutch offshore. The latest crown in the series of discoveries is the Bengal Basin. The basin was dedicated to the nation by Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan in December 2020. The field is slated to produce rich hydrocarbons, promising further developmental activities in the region. This is the 7th out of 8 discovered basins of India that ONGC has put to production. Breaking the technological barriers with the adoption of the latest innovations in oil and gas engineering and a focused and motivated talent pool, ONGC continues to be a global leader in the E&P sector and one of the most valued Indian national energy companies. An equal opportunity employer, ONGC is among the most admired organizations of the country and among the best places to work. Every employee is duty-bound and committed to create a healthy, safe and friendly work culture for all. ONGC management takes pride in ensuring that its work environment and facilities are motivationally inspiring for every section of the employees. For ONGC, safety is paramount over any operation. Its safety practices have been globally accepted among the best and have routinely been bringing glorious recognitions. Concerns for protecting the earth and the environment are important factors for all business and operational decisions. Our endeavors and the goals for making alternate energy sources part of our future business are hallmarks of our vision for the next 20 years. In recognition of its role as a responsible corporate leader, ONGC's social outreach initiatives have made a positive, tangible difference to the society it engages with, and its efforts are emulated and quoted for inspiration widely. Aspiring to establish its presence in the entire hydrocarbon value chain, ONGC has today created a niche for itself in not just oil and gas, but refining, LNG, petrochemicals and power. ONGC Videsh Limited, the country's largest international oil and gas company, having widespread global participation in oil and gas business, has been contributing significantly to the revenue growth of ONGC. Almost 7 decades of experience, strong fundamentals, dependable and trained human resource of unparalleled competence has led ONGC to achieve its vision of being a largely self-sufficient Indian conglomerate, relentlessly marching ahead with breakthroughs that fuel our journey to realize the vision of a prosperous India.
Many thanks to ONGC. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to raise a toast and bring to the forefront and recognize the contributions and efforts and, in fact, intent of all those who are working towards making India self-reliant. And towards that, we present the Atmanirbhar Bharat Awards. So, time now, ladies and gentlemen, to roll out the red carpet for all the awardees, the individuals and organizations who have been contributing towards making India Atmanirbhar. As I mentioned to you earlier, we've had the first edition in April 2021. That time also we had received overwhelming response. And this time also, when we were organizing, when we announced for the second summit, which is going to be held, we received not many nominations. These nominations were then further judged by our experts and the advisory board. And finally, today, ladies and gentlemen, the outstanding ones are going to be recognized here and conferred the Atmanirbhar Bharat Awards. Must I mention here that, of course, we have the awardees, we have the winners today who are going to be recognized, but then all the nominations which we received, all of them, we also appreciate their work, their effort, their intent towards coming together and shaping an Atmanirbhar Bharat. And may they all continue to do the good work, and may we all collectively work towards making India self-reliant. So, time now, ladies and gentlemen, to applaud and to recognize and appreciate the outstanding performers as we confer the Atmanirbhar Bharat Awards. Our very first awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tanmay Patel, partner, Sri Alka Industries. Sri Alka Industries from Mehsana, Gujarat, India, is exporter of submersible pumps, impeller pumps. The company was established in the year 1988, and currently they have more than 100 employees. They are massive supporters of Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, generating employment opportunities and catering to people and society at large. Many congratulations to the entire team of Alka Industries, and a special congratulations to Mr. Tanmay Patel, who's leading the company. Thank you. And now our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sriram Venkataraman and Rajashekar Parcha, co-founder and director, GoActive Private Limited. GoActive is India's fastest growing end-to-end business service provider to healthcare companies, assisting them to improve reach of their products to different geo-market segments. The unique model enables better revenue growth as well as cost optimization for companies across 700 plus brands with a 1000 plus field force and proprietary technology platforms. GoActive has always been vocal about their Bharat campaign and support to the government. So many congratulations to them. And may I now request Mr. Venkataraman for his acceptance message.
Hi, I am Sriram Mugasraman, co-founder of GoActive Private Limited. We at GoActive are so much honored to receive this Atmanirbhar award. And this recognition is going to build a lot of confidence in all of us in GoActive to strive towards our vision and mission. Today, GoActive is one of the fastest growing health tech company that improve the quality healthcare access to more than 618 districts in India using our channel partners and also the healthcare providers there. This motivation is going to give us confidence in building a healthy India. Thank you so much.
Our next esteemed awardee, ladies and gentlemen, all hands for Mr. Saurabh Singh, the Chief Revenue Officer, Visible Learning Enhancement Solutions Private Limited. Visible Learning India is today a prominent name in the learning and development domain, headquartered in Frankfurt, Germany, operational in India since the last 13 years. Visible Learning is Asia's fastest growing learning and development organization with 309 plus clients globally. With rich experience of more than 15 years, Saurabh is handling the business operation in India, Middle East, Singapore, and with his business acumen, he has grown the organization to be a 80 million turnover and employee headcount of 47. We recognize his efforts, in fact, the company's efforts in promoting employment and working towards making India Atmanirbhar. Many congratulations. And now I would like to invite our winner, Mr. Saurabh Singh, for his acceptance message.
Namaste, I am Saurabh Singh. I am the Chief Revenue Officer with Visible Learning India. I take care of the India, Singapore and Germany market. On behalf of Visible Learning India and Germany, we are super excited and elated to receive the Atmanirbhar Bharat Award for year 2021. With Visible Learning and coaching services, we have added so much human capital value that our client business have grown exponentially in this testing time of COVID. We are happy to inform that we are the first organization in the service industry to adapt virtual learning platform in the pandemic. And we have offered a gamut of learning and coaching services to our client, which has helped them to retain the top talent. On behalf of Visible Learning, we thank all the concerned authority for selecting Visible Learning in the learning and development space and awarding us. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Namaste.
The next awardee of the day, ladies and gentlemen, congratulating and welcoming Mr. Rajendra Amzare, the founder and managing director of Nishant Power Solutions Private Limited. Mr. Amzare is a global expert specializing in power backup industries. He's a thorough professional with close to 25 years of rich and diverse experience of all important facets of power backup industries. NPSPL, his company, powered by German technology, provides a one-stop solution to all your uninterruptible power solution needs. Congratulations to him, and inviting him now for his acceptance message and his important role which he has been playing towards making India self-reliant.
Hello friends, myself Rajendra Amzare. I am the director of Nishant Power Solutions Private Limited. We are the power backup industries. We are providing all types of power backup and customized solutions, providing 24/7 services. During the COVID-19, we are providing uninterrupted services to pharma industries, hospitals and medical to help of medical teams. For that, I got a lot of support by my entire team. Therefore, I extremely honorary I achieved award Atmanirbhar.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ravi Sundarajan, the Managing Director of Zacco India R&D Private Limited. Zacco India is a 100% subsidiary of Zacco AS, headquartered in Copenhagen, Denmark. Zacco was established almost 150 years ago. Ravi was responsible in setting up Zacco in India during October 2017 and is responsible for all its operations in India. We congratulate Mr. Ravi for not only bringing the company but its technology here in India and towards that making India self-reliant. Over to Mr. Sundarajan now for his acceptance speech.
Hi, I'm very excited to receive the Atmanirbhar Award on behalf of Zacco India.
Hi friends, it's a proud pleasure and privilege to be awarded as the winner of the Indian Achievers Forum Atmanirbhar Bharat Award 2021.
So Zacco is a 150-year-old IP company. We are here to foster innovation and nurture local talent.
Zacco Cybersecurity Research Labs is a pioneer in the field of cybersecurity with a state-of-the-art Cyber Defense Center here in Coimbatore, India. Zacco Cybersecurity Research Labs offer an entire gamut of cybersecurity services around managed detection response through its Security Operations Center, which works 24/7 across the clock for various clients across the globe. We thank the organizers of Indian Achievers Forum for bestowing this award on us. Jai Hind.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, all hands for our next awardee, Mr. Rohit Bhagat, the Chief Executive Officer, Inuxu Digital Media Technologies Private Limited. Rohit has earned 17 plus years of experience while working with companies comprising 360 degrees of digital marketing and advertising ecosystem, consisting of mobile and internet advertising technologies, ad networks, digital ad agencies, digital publishers, data analytics, and IT. As the CEO of Inuxu Digital Media Technologies, he conceptualized and he spearheaded the ad tech platform AdJebra, which today has grown to be India's largest regional language native ad platform. Congratulations to him, and we really appreciate the work which he has been doing, making and promoting Digital India. Congratulations to Mr. Bhagat, and now may I request him for his acceptance message.
Namaste Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good and getting vaccinated for COVID-19. I am Rohit Bhagat, founder and CEO of Inuxu Digital Media Technologies Private Limited. We are into digital advertising space and have built an ad tech platform called AdJebra, which is India's largest regional language native advertising platform. Bharat recently became the world's second largest country having active internet users. This means 50% of our population have got access to knowledge and information at the fingertips. As the new age internet users are growing, so is the demand from brands to reach them. Inuxu identified this gap as an opportunity and launched AdJebra, the perfect Atmanirbhar Bharat AdTech platform. This award means a lot to us as we find ourselves aligned with Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. Very proud moment for Team Inuxu. Thank you for recognizing us with Atmanirbhar Bharat Award 2021. Namaste.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, all applause for Mr. Siddharth Jain, partner Madhya Bharat Ceramics. Madhya Bharat Ceramics was established in the year 1962 and it has been committed to manufacturing ceramic tar packing. The products are extensively used in fertilizers, chemicals, petrochemicals, drugs, pharmaceuticals, and the environment industries for years now. MBC is equipped with the state-of-the-art technology and a production system. So many congratulations to Mr. Siddharth Jain. We congratulate him for his efforts and work not only towards making India self-reliant, but also promoting a very green and a clean India with his very cost-effective as well as eco-friendly products. Congratulations, Mr. Jain, and may I now request you for your views and your words on this occasion.
Namaste. I am Siddharth Jain, partner Madhya Bharat Ceramics. I would like to thank Indian Achievers Forum for awarding us with the prestigious Atmanirbhar Bharat Award. Since the inception of our company, we have been trying to achieve self-reliance in every way possible. Right from procurement of the raw material domestically to providing employments to the weaker sections of the society, we have been trying to achieve Atmanirbharta. This award would surely act as a motivating factor for us and would help us grow in the times to come. Thank you.
Our next eminent awardee, ladies and gentlemen, today is Mr. Ritesh Verma, founder, Pratima Cancer Care, pratima.net. This is a self-reliant cancer care portal, pratima.net. This is totally non-commercial with an objective to help cancer warriors and their caretakers on different aspects of treatment like hospital, doctor, chemotherapy, medicine, and the others. Posts and answers to questions are provided by people who have the right experience and information. Already, there are posts by chemists on offering discounts to cancer patients and sharing of treatment experience by cancer warriors on the portal. The objective of the portal is to fight cancer together. I congratulate Mr. Verma on behalf of the Indian Achievers Forum, and now I would like to request him for his acceptance message.
Hello everyone, my name is Ritesh Verma and I am founder of Pratima.net, which is the self-reliant and non-commercial cancer care portal. The whole objective of this initiative or this portal is it provides the information and the response to the questions to the cancer warriors, their relatives, their caretakers, because I've observed that people who are coming to metros or tier 1 cities from tier 2 or tier 3, they struggle to find the information, right information. So this portal does provide all the information which they need, and the information is provided by people who have experience or who have such kind of information. For example, someone has posted the whole experience of the prostate cancer treatment the person went through and has been kind to provide the personal details too. I just hope that it helps the cancer warriors and their relatives. Thank you so much.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Srivastava Prabhakar, the founder and CEO of Servify. Servify offers the world's most advanced self-learning post-purchase service platform to deliver great customer experience, integrating multiple partners of the post-sales service ecosystem on a tech-driven, unified, intelligent platform. Servify provides device lifecycle management services for all the devices that touch our daily lives. Congratulations to them for coming up with this very unique concept. And I would like to now request Mr. Prabhakar for his views on this occasion.
Hello, distinguished jury and the organizers. It's really an honor to receive the Atmanirbhar Bharat Award 2021 because when we set up Servify way back in 2015, a lot of people recommended us to start the company or set up the company outside of India because we are building a global business. But I think our love for the country did not allow us to go outside of the country and start a company. And today I'm extremely honored, extremely proud that we are building for India and for the world from India. And such recognition only makes us believe more and strongly that India is the place to be, the place to build, because there is no better country in the world than India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Abhishek Deshpande, founder and owner, Free Play Solutions Centered. Mr. Deshpande belongs to a very humble family, and as a result, he had to really working hard from the scratch. He holds education in computers and IT. He started his own company by the name of Free Play Solutions Centered and made it flourish only with his education, intelligence, and smart work. Many congratulations to Mr. Deshpande. Once again, his contributions towards making India self-reliant and building and promoting a digital India. As we congratulate him, I would now like to request Mr. Deshpande to please voice his views and his opinions on this very happy occasion.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Abhishek Deshpande, founder and owner of Free Play Solutions Center, FPSC, a media company located in Nashik, Maharashtra, India. I am very thankful, very grateful, and very honored to receive this Atmanirbhar Bharat Award 2021 from the Indian Achievers Forum. It is a really motivating award for my company, and it will make me more and more motivated to make my country proud in order to grow my company and thereby making the development of my nation.
And our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arpit Modi and Mr. Sameer Doshi, Director, iNextrix Technologies Private Limited. Based in Ahmedabad, iNextrix is a tech hub for web, mobile, and telecom solutions, serving clients in 50 plus countries. Mr. Sameer also acts as a community lead of ASTPP, an open source voice over internet portal billing platform. Many congratulations to both of them. And now may I request our winners to share their views and their expressions on this occasion.
Hello, this is Arpit Modi, co-founder and director of iNextrix Technologies Private Limited. We are honored to receive the Atmanirbhar Bharat Award for 2021. This serves as a great motivation for us to continue to empower small businesses to large enterprises through futuristic telecom software solutions over the globe. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sameer Doshi, Director of iNextrix Technologies Private Limited and Community Leader of ASTPP and Open Source Web Billing Solution. We are glad to receive Atmanirbhar Bharat Award for 2021. With this inclination, we will continue to grow and help our customers not only in India but across the globe by providing open source web solution. Thank you.
Our next awardee for the Atmanirbhar Bharat Award is Mr. Ravindra Dakate, Director, BMH Transmotion India Private Limited. BMH Transmotion aims to work on reducing post-harvest losses. With Ravindra's 3 decades of experience in heavy industry in various operation and technology department, he has innovated foldable bulk grain handling technologies, with hopes to bring a revolution in the agriculture and horticulture industry by reducing losses and saving our Indian farmers' hard work. So thank you to Mr. Dakate for coming up with this innovative technology and this product, which is going to be helping our farmers and as was mentioned, also reducing losses. Many congratulations. And may I now request you for your expressions on this occasion.
Hi everyone, our entire team at BMS Transmotion are very thankful to receive Indian Achiever Forum's Atmanirbhar Bharat Award for 2021 in the agriculture category. We at BMH have developed and patented foldable bulk grain handling technologies. It is a foldable and portable grain storage system without any fumigation, which aims to reduce grain losses. Inadequate storage is one of the major factors of grain losses. With our innovative storage technology, we have managed to reduce loss percentage to a fraction of only 0.39%. This award motivates us to continue saving our Indian farmers' hard work. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the women who are making a difference with their zeal, their passion, their hard work, and their determination, and contributing towards making India self-reliant. We present the Women Achievers Awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first Women Achiever in no order of priority is Ms. Sujata Datta, Senior Vice President, VOIS, Vodafone. Sujata's educational background includes Master of Technology from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and Bachelor of Engineering from Kolkata University. As Senior Vice President and Head of Testing of VOIS, Sujata has brought together the industry's most compelling vision, strategies, solutions, partnerships, and expertise into a single integrated powerhouse. She plays a strategic leadership management role, influencing senior stakeholders across the globe, along with empowering women to achieve self-dependency. So recognizing the role of Sujata towards women empowerment and the passion which she brings in, congratulating her, I would like to now invite her to also say a few words on this occasion.
Hello everyone, I'm Sujata Datta. I'm very pleased and feel privileged to have won this prestigious award. Thank you so much to the IAF Forum, the respected judges, my team, family, and well wishers around the globe. Thank you to those who nominated me and supported my nomination. I consider this award as an acknowledgement of my professional as well as my personal achievements. I started on this journey 23 years ago, and this is a fantastic moment which I consider as one of the most significant achievements of my career. It takes me down memory lane, the passion to excel, and the learning. We must break out of our cocoon and spread our wings as the world is full of opportunities. This learning has self empowered me to contribute, consume, and achieve so much in technology and community. Dare to dream and put your best efforts. You would be living your dream soon. I express my sincere gratitude to you all. Thank you.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, all hands for Ms. Anu Agarwal, the founder director of Anu Agarwal Foundation. AAF is a not-for-profit organization. Its main focus is to maximize potential, raise joy, and spread peace. Creating awareness and stigma about environment and societal causes for a positive impact in the community is what AAF envisions. It also strives on an abutment between the mental and physical health of individual. Many congratulations to you, ma'am, and would like to now request you to say a few words on this occasion.
When I was 19, I knew to be independent, I had to be financially independent. And modeling and movies, Ashiki came about. But after 23 years of living yoga, I understand that it is inner wealth that is going to make you Atmanirbhar. And Atmanirbhar Bharat, I teach through my foundation and Anufan Yoga, inner wealth.
Thank you, ma'am, for your views again. You were there with us in the panel discussions. But many congratulations for the work which you're doing, and may you continue to do the good work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all hands for our next awardee, Ms. Sheel Prabha, who's also known as Moon Sharma, the Chief Executive Officer, Tara Projects India Limited. Ms. Sharma is a grassroots fair trade activist at heart and a social entrepreneur in action. She is leading Tara Projects, a social enterprise which is committed towards bringing positive socio-economic changes in the lives of marginalized people in society through fair trade and social initiatives in the field of women empowerment, education, also in the field of environment, health, emergency COVID relief actions, and sustainable livelihoods. She is also the board member of Immamus International France and Fair Trade Forum India. Many congratulations to you, ma'am, and it's going to be a pleasure to hear your views and your words on this occasion.
Namaste, I am Moon Sharma from Tara Projects India. We are a social enterprise committed to support the marginalized communities and bringing positive socio-economic changes in their lives. We are working for sustainable development and creating livelihood opportunities for the artisans and other marginalized in the unorganized sector. We are highly thankful to Indian Achievers Forum for recognizing our efforts towards building Atmanirbhar Bharat and conferring the Women Achievers Award 2021. This recognition will encourage us to continue our work for the sustainable development and making grassroots Atmanirbhar. Dhanyavad.
Applauses and congratulations for our next awardee, Professor Manushi Roy Chaudhary, the co-chairman of Techno India Group and University. A victorious woman of substance, full of power and positive energy, Professor Manushi Roy Chaudhary is the First Lady of Techno India Group and University. Professor Manushi believes that a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. She contributed with a generous yet firm leadership to the group's top management team, taking the sole responsibility of developing Techno India's school. Many congratulations to Ms. Roy Chaudhary. And may I request you, ma'am, for your views on this occasion?
Shubho Vijaya. It said, if they do not give you a chair to the table, bring your own folding chair. If ever you stand up for women without knowing it possibly, without claiming it even, you stand up for all the women in the society. It said, women is like a tea bag. You do not know until it is dipped into hot water. You educate a man, you educate a man. You educate a woman, you educate a society, a generation. The meaning of women empowerment is to well educate the women of the country, the society, to make them free so that they can feel accomplished enough to take decisions for themselves as well as for those who are around. Being a woman, I would and I have loved to bring back the respect, the self-esteem, the self-reliance and the self-confidence back to the woman and encourage them, make them understand the strength, the potential they have, and help them, encourage them to be a part of decision making and to be a part of the political, economic and social endeavors. So, women, we can do it. If you look at the scenario in India, the total team of illiterate people consists majorly of women. So we have to educate these women to make them free and feel accomplished so that they can take their own decisions. I'm so thankful for selecting me as the award winner. I have always worked for women to understand, to make them understand that they have some strengths, some potentials by which they can re-establish themselves in the society. I've worked to take my dreams ahead, not looking forward to any award, but even more thankful when you thought of me, selecting me for this purpose. It gives me the confidence to work more for the society, to educate people, mainly women, so that, as it is said, if you educate a woman, you educate a village. If you educate a village, you actually educate a nation.
Our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Garima Mishra, Escalation Management Expert. Dr. Garima Mishra, a doctoral researcher, scholar, DEI champion, an author, inventor, and an escalation management expert with 2 decades of experience in data center, cloud, and cutting edge technologies. She's a visionary for DEI advancement in different businesses and functions across industry. Congratulations to Ms. Mishra, and may I request her now for her acceptance message.
Thank you, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you for giving me this award of Women Achiever 2021. This says that I'm on the right path. Thank you. This quest began with participation in several D&I conferences and activities. The mentoring experience reinforced the notion that the D&I ecosystem in the companies can be improved. The problem exists and we need to find the solution. The continuous and extensive research, as well as involvement in international summits and forums, contributed to the exposure and influence. This year's accolades and accreditations have aided and acknowledged the year's hard work and efforts. Thank you again for all the encouragements. I feel truly blessed. Thank you.
Our next outstanding winner and achiever, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Shabnam Asthana, Director, Empowered Solutions. She has to her credit postgraduate degrees in English Literature, Public Relations and Advertising, an MBA in Marketing Management, and several international certifications, including a prestigious doctorate in Business Administration from the National American University, USA. She has over 25 years of rich professional experience. She started a career in the education field as a high school teacher and then moved on to the role of a lecturer at the prestigious National Defense Academy, Kharagwasla. She was the only civilian who competed for the passing out parades, PT, and equestrian display and the graduation ceremony of the NDA for 3 consecutive years. Congratulations, Dr. Asthana, and if I may request you for your expressions on this occasion.
Hello. With great power comes great responsibility. As an influencer, our actions, words, and posts are viewed by a huge fan and follower base. Responsibility, therefore, is of topmost priority to me as an influencer. The current pandemic has impacted all of us personally and professionally. I have been contributing my bit through meaningful dialogue with women from diverse spheres of activity to stand their ground and continue work in the face of all odds. With a view to motivating and encouraging women, I have been holding one-on-one interactions, focus and peer group discussions, and Facebook Live sessions. I am of the firm belief that a well-charted strategy of women empowerment can yield amazing results. I am thankful to the Indian Achievers Forum for recognizing me with the Influencer of the Year award. I congratulate the other awardees for their exemplary work. Together, we provide a strong ray of hope that illuminates the path of an Atmanirbhar Bharat and reiterates that it is not a distant dream but a firm reality. Together we strive and together we can. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, our next remarkable achiever is Ms. Fatima Agarkar, founder, Agarkar Center of Excellence Private Limited. Fatima Agarkar, along with her husband, ex-cricketer Ajit Agarkar, established ACE. ACE combines sports and education and works for the creation of opportunities for every child by partnering schools for their educational needs, such as curriculum design, teacher training, school audits, parent workshop, and student engagements, making it a one-stop shop for all stakeholders. Fatima is an award-winning educator who leads the teams pan-India in the areas of business development, strategy, and innovation. Many congratulations to her, and would like to now request you, ma'am, for your acceptance message.
Hi, this is Fatima Agarkar, and I'm the founder of the Agarkar Center of Excellence, also called ACE, a company that was actually incubated during the COVID-19 times. Of course, it combined the 2 decades of experience I've had in education, and with my husband as the co-founder, who's the ex-cricketer Ajit Agarkar, we were able to combine sports with education, and that too in lockdown times. Challenging, I do not need to tell you how the education industry in this country has been affected in private and public schools. So the task for us was difficult. But perhaps the motivation we received through all the awards and recognition The support we've received from fellow educators enabled us to do three things: skill teach us, equip them to handle online learning, ability to migrate into the virtual world, and do it with precision and timing. What we also did was work with parents across the board to change their mindset, to orient them to a world where hybrid learning may be a probability, to work with students, especially for mental health, and equip them with all the support they needed to balance academics and, of course, the co-curriculars. For us, sport was very important. There wasn't a challenge that we didn't encounter. There wasn't a situation that demanded just simple access, but we were enabled to invest a lot in research and development, work with fellow educators across the globe, incorporate best practices, and proud to say that the Atmanirbhar Award that comes our way as recognition is a sign that an inherently Indian company continued with its Indian origins, continued with certain time-tested practices that even started as early as our Gurukul days. We went back in time, we went forward, we created opportunities for all. So very, very excited to be the recipient of this honor. Thank you.
Next achiever, ladies and gentlemen, all hands for Ms. Vinita Hariharan, National Public Policy Expert, Government of India. Ms. Vinita Hariharan, over 2 decades, has led the formulation of national policies and the implementation of flagship programs of Government of India. She is a noted public speaker, thought leader, and a mentor to many institutions and foundations that work on diverse issues of nation building. Congratulations, ma'am. Your work, your efforts towards nation building has been really working towards making India self-reliant. I thank you, and as we congratulate you for your work, I would like to also request you now to say a few words.
Namaskar. I'm indeed humbled and honored to receive the Atmanirbhar Bharat Award from the Indian Achievers Forum. This is the second time in the last 2 years that the Achievers Forum has recognized my efforts and given me an award. In 2020, they gave me the Woman of Excellence Award. I believe all these awards are a recognition of the efforts that I have taken at the national, state and community level at policy formulation and leading the implementation of flagship programs across the country. Nation building is of everybody's fundamental duty and fundamental right, and hence I believe that if every citizen contributes their bit to nation building, this would fast track the progress of this nation towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat. And awards like this given to individuals like me who are braving all challenges and contributing their bit to nation building would, I hope, inspire many more citizens to follow suit and contribute their bit towards the development of this mighty nation that we call India. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, our next women achiever is Mrs. Supreet Bajaj, founder and director, Purple Lofts. Purple Lofts is an interior designing and execution company in Pune. With rich experience of more than 15 years, Supreet is leading Purple Lofts and delivering smiles by providing beautiful and comfortable living and workspaces. In an unorganized interior designing sector, Supreet is putting efforts to bring in systematic processes that can create more opportunities and employment in this segment. So opening the doors for various opportunities and employment to people, Mrs. Supreet Bajaj is immensely contributing towards making India self-reliant, making Atmanirbhar Bharat. Many congratulations to you, ma'am, and would like to hear your views now on this occasion.
Namaskar. I am Supreet Bajaj, founder and director of Purple Lofts. Purple Lofts is an interior designing and execution company that creates world-class designs for both budget to premium segment in residential and commercial spaces. We are very thankful and truly honored to receive this prestigious Atmanirbhar Bharat Award. Mission of Purple Lofts team is to align ourselves with Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. This brings employment for the young and dynamic designers and project engineers across the country. In addition to this, we have more than 100 teams of carpenters, painters, electricians, and manufacturers who earn their living with us and are growing by the hour with Purple Loves. Being Atmanirbhar, we can make a big difference in the growth of our society and the nation. Thank you.
The next awardee of the day, ladies and gentlemen, congratulating and welcoming Ms.
Thank you, IF India, for giving this honor. We are very excited to receive the Atmanirbhar Award for Hosting Seeker. We spend every day at our workplace working towards our grand vision of integrating the web hosting industry. At Hosting Seekers, we serve both B2B as well as B2C. For B2C, Hosting Seeker is one-stop platform for website owners to fulfill all their web hosting needs. Award like this only encourages us to continuously help website and business owners to make their search for the right hosting service easier. So if you are looking for help with web hosting, log on to hostingseekers.com and we will be happy to help.
So these, ladies and gentlemen, were our outstanding winners. But apart from them, we also would like to extend our appreciation to few more achievers for their commendable work and their contribution to Atmanirbhar Bharat. You can hear the success stories of all the achievers of Atmanirbhar Bharat Award on our website and on the YouTube channel. Many congratulations to all the awardees. May you continue to do your good work, inspire and motivate many more people. And we can all collectively, in all earnesty, in all honesty, contribute to the well-being of our nation. Congratulations to everyone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving into active discussions with our panel discussion. This is the first panel discussion. Again, in this, we are going to be inviting diverse voices and opinions and suggestions on making India Atmanirbhar. We have a galaxy of experts from different walks of life who are going to be sharing their views and opinions. So let me invite our eminent speakers. We are really thankful to be joined by Mr. Ajay Garg, Senior Director, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Our next esteemed panelist, Professor Bijon Mishra, International Consumer Policy Expert. We have Mr. Tanmay Patel of Sri Alka Industries. Ms. Anu Agarwal, Founder and Director of Anu Agarwal Foundation. Dr. Bedabatra Pathak, Director, BPBR Hospitals Private Limited. Also welcoming Mr. Indrajit Ghosh, Chairman of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Sudipta Narayan Roy, the Chairman of Ayush National Task Force, ASSOCHAM, also I'm eminent speaker. And ladies and gentlemen, the session is going to be moderated by Mr. Ravi Shankar, the Honorary Secretary of Indian Achievers Forum. So welcome to all our panelists on board, and as we look forward to a very engaging session with all of you. But before we move into our discussions, I would like to invite Ms. Vatika to introduce all our speakers. Thank you, and over to Vatika.
Hello everyone, we warmly welcome you to the panel discussion of Atmanirbhar Bharat Awards and Summit. The pandemic has hit all of us differently. Manifestly, it becomes important to realize the importance of self-reliance and the avenues to overcome the impediments caused by the deadly virus. Indian Achievers Forum is set to organize its second edition of Atmanirbhar Bharat e-Summit and Awards. Today on the panel, we have eminent guests. The topic for today's panel discussion is Building Atmanirbhar Bharat and Overcoming COVID-19. On the panel, we have Dr. Ajay Garg, who is the Senior Director at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, a thought leader and trusted business growth strategist, having expertise in driving and articulating a vision and delivering strategic innovation, commercial stewardship to building robust administrative and operational system, setting the organizational rhythm, strategic planning, business process improvements, and ensuring compliance to local and global regulations and policies. Our second panelist for today is Professor Bijon Mishra, International Consumer Policy Expert. 45 plus years of professional career as an entrepreneur from Jamshedpur and 35 plus years as an international consumer policy expert. Professor Bejong Kumar Mishra is a well-known spokesperson for consumers in India and globally. He is advisor to several state governments and central government on policy issues and on the board of several companies as independent director. He has won several awards and recognitions for his contribution in the consumer protection movement in India. Welcome, sir. Third on the panel, we have Dr. Sudipta Narayan Roy, who's the National Chairman of Ayush Task Force, ASSOCHAM. Dr. Sudipta Narayan Roy, Chairman, Ayush National Task Force and MD, Howell Group of Companies, Kolkata. A medical graduate from Calcutta University, specialized in integrated medicine from Germany and UK, and alumnus of IIMA Ahmedabad, having more than a decade experience in holistic medicine industry and is committed to the mission of globalization of Ayush segment. Welcome, sir. The panel will be moderated by S. Ravi Shankar, who's the Honorary Secretary of Indian Achievers Forum. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I also, on behalf of IAF, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. I've been associated with IAF for quite some time now. And otherwise, I'm from the oil and gas industry and education industry. And I'm the CEO of a project management consulting company in the private sector, VCS. And I'm also director in Energlobe Academy, an academy for training young professionals and students in the energy sector. So that's a little brief about my background for all of you. So this is an important occasion. IAF, of course, has been organizing such programs for more than a decade now, and their objective is to basically recognize all the individuals and organizations who have been working towards the growth of India, their own industry, as well as for the growth of the country, and in their respective fields. Many individuals across the country have been achieving in their own way. They are all the pockets of excellence, and IAF has done a phenomenal job in recognizing them. And they are basically organizing this Atmanirbhar Bharat, and especially post-pandemic, how this Atmanirbhar Bharat program launched by the Prime Minister is going to shape up as we go forward. And of course, I want to recall the statement by the Honorable Prime Minister. We will make the best products, will improve our quality further, make the supply chain more modern. We can do this and we will do this. This is the statement given by the Honorable Prime Minister. And I am sure that the kind of leadership we have at the government level, the leadership we have at the industry level, and at the educational institution level, and at the private sector and public sector, definitely we can achieve it. But the context of this particular panel is essentially we have gone through a severe impact of pandemic in the last couple of years, and it started in 2020 early, and we had 4 5 months of real tough challenge. And again, the second wave has taken a toll on a lot of us, a lot of our industries, and yeah, people in the country, citizens of the country. So that way we had a major impact, and that has posed a number of challenges, as we all know. And at the same time, it has also opened up a lot of opportunities, and in a way it has provided a platform for all of us to think through and decide as to probably we may have to become more and more self-sufficient in the country. That is actually the Atmanirbhar Bharat has become much more relevant and important at this point in time. And definitely we have experts from different sectors, and Atmanirbhar has to take place across various sectors, whether it is agriculture or MSMEs in various industries, or technology area, infrastructure area, power, energy, oil and gas. Everywhere it has to take place. And of course, MSMEs have got a very, very important role to play as well in this, because they are, I think they are considered the second largest employment provider in the country. From that perspective, and post-pandemic employment has become an important issue. So given that background, probably we also had number of challenges post pandemic, and in the context of this program, probably I will list out a couple of things, and then probably then initiate open up the discussion. Probably the challenges what I felt during this period was definite lack of liquidity that has happened in the system due to the pandemic. Then we had lack of demand, and because the whole economy got affected, and there was definitely lack of demand. At the same sense, the supply side was also deeply affected. So it was a double whammy for the entire country and the industry. Then we also had a lot of financial related issues and flow of funds into the, especially the institutional funds and all were drying up, or definitely they were challenging. And also employment had become a major challenge, and we are grappling with it in the industry, and all of you as experts also would be definitely known to these challenges. So basically, this panel, what we can definitely do is to take up some of these issues and understand the perspective of each one of you from your wherever domain you are associated. You can talk from that perspective as well as from overall perspective. And then what I would personally would look at is to evolve. At the end, we can evolve some kind of a recommendation or something, at least some 7 8 takeaways from this panel, which IAF can use to further it at various other forums. And if we do that, I think the best will come from the panelists here, who are the experts in their own field, and definitely we should be able to give a very, very important recommendation. So, given this background, probably what we can do is, Matika, I think one more panelist has
Yes,
joined. You should quickly
yes.
introduce her.
Yes, I just wanted to introduce Ms. Anu Agarwal, who's the founder and director of Anu Agarwal Foundation. Ms. Anu Agarwal is the founder of Anu Agarwal Foundation, and AAF is not for profit organization. Its main focus is to maximize potential, raise joy, and spread peace, creating awareness and stigma about environment and societal causes for a positive impact in the community is what Anu Agarwal Foundation envisions. It also strives on the abutment between the mental and physical health of individuals. Welcome, ma'am, on the panel.
Yeah, on behalf of IAF, I would like to also welcome Dr. A.K. Garg and Sanu Agarwal, Professor Vijan Kumar Mishra, Dr. Sudipta Roy, who are the currently who have joined as panelists. And probably whatever I had given a background about the current state in the country as well as the challenges faced, and in that context, what we can do is we can have your perspective about this whole Atmanirbhar scheme in the country, and also your own views as to how to what are those challenges and how to mitigate them, and possibly then have a what kind of a roadmap we can have in future. So, given this context, let me first welcome Dr. A.K. Garg to begin the proceedings with his own perspective on the Atmanirbhar, and then we will take it from there. Over to you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, Ravi Shankarji. Thank you, Indian Achievers Forum. You have always been in the forefront of looking at how society and how achievers can contribute to the growth of the whole ecosystem. The topic today of an Atmanirbhar Bharat is the most apt topic in the present circumstances. We have gone through one of the biggest human crises that has hit the globe as a whole. The crisis is not only a health crisis, but as you rightly said, it's also an economic crisis. It's a crisis of well-being. It's a crisis of underachievement by the mankind, and that's what is actually hitting us hard as a whole, as a society. I'll not isolate India per se, but everyone around the globe is feeling the heat. What did this crisis taught us? This crisis taught us three things. The first and the foremost was that the global supply chain, which we all thought has now become established norm, where a country in the West creates technologies, our country to our east gives us the manufacturing, and we become the services provider of the world. And that's how the economic models were largely built upon. And this has been highly disrupted during the pandemic, and we saw that the global supply chain has been hit. The global supply chain was not only hit because of the reason that there was breakage in the supply chain, but also about the incidents that happened in the Asia Pacific region. The trust was the missing factor in this whole supply chain. So there was a need to build a trusted global supply chain. That was the first learning that this pandemic did. The second, what it did is that it showed that the needs and the system has actually changed from what it was earlier. There has to be more profound investment by the governments, by the systems into the social benefits that has to transfer to the citizens of the country, whether it is related to benefits provided through healthcare, whether it's providing better employment opportunities, or whether it's providing more food and the basic needs for the mankind. That's the second thing. The third and the important thing is that digitalization has become the new norm, the post-pandemic. And if we look at the strength that India had with a $194 billion IT industry, employing more than 4.4 million white-collared professionals, being backed by a very robust educational system, both at the graduate and the higher education level, and the third and important thing is the demographic advantage that India has. So this has given us an opportunity that if digitalization is a new norm, if every country, 20% of the total GDP of a country around will come from digital, this has given us an opportunity to play a more stellar and a more profound role in the global economic scenario. So as a whole, the pandemic and combined with the evolution of Industry 4.0 has actually changed the world, the way the world will operate, the economic systems will operate, and has to. The first and the foremost, the solution for a trusted value chain. What India showed to the world and what gave us confidence to declare a very, very ambitious target of an Atmanirbhar Bharat was that in the disruption of the global supply chain, the manufacturing and the supplies related to that, in spite of the fact that that COVID actually hit China the least, but the supply chains from there were the most disrupted ones. And in addition to that, the various security and sovereignty issues that were attached actually hit the world severely. But the Indian IT industry, in spite of the severest of lockdown, always was able to serve its global clients. There are more than 500 um, uh, companies which the Indian IT companies support, and none of them had a single disruption in spite of. And India did everything right, whether allowing work from home, giving VPN to the largest number of people, workers, and allowing changes to many of the export policies and ease of doing business, which we did. The reform process in the last 18 months have been fastest in what I have seen that India has actually experienced. So as a whole, India did everything right. Now, what we need to do is that we need not to be dependent on any ecosystem per se. If we have an advantage of demographic advantage, if we have an advantage of providing the digital solutions to the world, if we have the advantage that we have one of the strongest startup ecosystems, a country with maximum number of challenges or problems, and at the top of it, the most talented workforce to solve these challenges. We have got a uh, place where we can actually uh, talk about that we have got a most stellar role, not dependent on anyone, but creating our own ecosystem for us to survive on, whether it's in the defense sector, whether it's in the technology sector, whether it's related to agriculture. All of that, we have got the strength to actually achieve our own landmarks. But we need the right mindset, right policies, right ecosystem, and we did it. Some of the amazing policy frameworks and incentives that we created, the rise in the ease of doing business from being 67th in the world to less than 40 today, the performance linked incentive schemes for promoting manufacturing, one of the most amazing policies that came out, allowing work from home for the services sector, and many other initiatives. Today, the Honorable Prime Minister launched the Gati Shakti. The logistics is one of the key challenges that India had, and if we are coming up with the next generation logistic framework, that these are some of the things that actually will change the way India is. But I would like to give one brief comment in the last, that Atmanirbhar Bharat not means isolation. It means a strong enabler for global supply chain, a strong enabler for a trusted global supply chain. We are part of the system, not an isolated player, but we will be an important part of the system, where we will sell and buy things at our own terms and conditions, not being dictated by others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Garg. I think it has given a complete perspective as to what challenges we face. At the same time, you had brought out the strength of India very, very clearly. I recall during the 2008-9 that global recession crisis, India is one country which had been resilient, and they were the least affected. We came out of it quite quick because of our inherent strengths in the country. I think the same thing happened during the pandemic as well. And in fact, I tell a lot of my friends and colleagues that we should never undermine the strength of India. We may have thousands of challenges. At the same time, we have so many strengths which we have time and again proved that we are a very strong country. To that extent, you have brought out very clearly about the global supply chain and the trust that is required, and the need for India to build its strengths based on whatever already the big foundation what we have laid. So thank you so much, and it will be my pleasure to meet you sometime and discuss with you all this. And now, on the being in the topic, I now request Professor Bijon Kumar Mishra Saab to yeah, share his views, and we can take it forward then.
Thank you, Ravi Shankar ji, for all the kind words, and it's a pleasure to be with you all today. I will start with the definition of Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar does not mean you stand alone. Atmanirbhar means interdependency. You work together for the benefit of the country or for the benefit of the citizens. And you ensure that you are able to share your knowledge, expertise, resources in a manner where others also will be keen to participate with you. And this is what I mean Atmanirbhar, because we have gone through various phases of economies in our country where we have seen how nationalization helped or did not help, and how we are now moving again towards privatization, how we are making, more governance, less government, bringing in a lot of initiatives which actually will move towards being Atmanirbhar. Self-reliance does not mean, as I again repeat, that you work on your own in an isolation. Atmanirbhar means interdependency. You work with everybody together as partners. And this is where I come from, that when you talk of becoming the best global practitioners, the first important aspect, and what COVID has taught us, because COVID has taught us how to be creative and innovative when the adversaries are there. And I always believe that if there is advisories, it brings in a lot of opportunities. You see, whenever there is an adversary, there is an opportunity which comes. And the creativity and innovation comes out of what I always promoted in my 35 years is you have to be very close to the end user, the consumer. You have to make sure that in order to bring in best policies, you need to be closest to the person who is going to promote your product or services. Because you need to understand what is best suited. And I still recall when pandemic happened, the first thing we proposed to the government that people should be allowed to access medicine or doctor's consultation from home. We have been talking about, for years together on telemedicine. We have been talking for years together to bring in a change in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act, which is of 1940. British Raj law still prevails some part of it in our country. We need to now modernize. We need to now update ourselves. We need to create such mechanisms, such kind of regulations, which the world will not only accept, but we will be acclaimed globally. Today, as you all know, that Indian medicines globally is being accepted as the best and the most affordable medicine. We export more than 50% of the medicines manufactured in the country. More than domestic consumption, we are today feeding the world. And how we could do this? We could do this because our manufacturers who are in small, medium scale, have been able to build those standards which are global best standards. The importing countries agreed that yes, we are happy to import Indian products because they are of the best global standards. So standard plays a very important role in our country to become Atmanirbhar. I frankly believe, and I truly believe in my 35 years of my experience in the policy issues, especially in the health sector and food safety sector. I have always seen consumers always prefer to promote such products which are of a global standard, which promise certain minimum evidence-based science and not try to push something which is just for profit. We all have to acknowledge that business will only flourish when the consumers are able to get the value for money. And that is where we always believe that India has been a real innovator, because in our country, we have different spectrum of people in terms of economic profile. Even today, we have almost around 20% of the people in the country who are below the poverty line, who are still struggling to get 2 meals every day. And we still need to do a lot of opportunities there in terms of how to reach wholesome food to the consumers, how to reach good healthcare to the consumers, how to ensure that we give the best of quality of food and healthcare to the consumers. It's a huge opportunity which has opened up. Pandemic has shown us this. Today, technology, as you said very rightly, and even Dr. Garg mentioned, today technology is going to become the biggest enabler. Whole world knows India because of its IT talent. All over the world, our human resource is today working on IT. Every country is willing to accept Indians who are talented, and they are living out in terms of their talent. They are able to do much better than what we are able to do. But why we are not able to do? That is the issue. And the biggest issue is, and the challenge is, we don't give value to quality. We have to understand that quality does not mean that you just set up certain things and say that I am doing as per the quality. No, you can't say that. There has to be a third party. There has to be an audit. There has to be somebody else patting your back, not you patting your own back. In India, we have a tendency to always pat our own back. No, it's high time somebody else talk about you. And that is when I feel proud when I go abroad, when people, my friends overseas, they talk good things about India. They talk good things about India because of certain evidences, because they feel happy. And I feel very proud about it. You see, when my friends overseas, they say, I always want Indian products because they are of good quality. And when they say that, I feel really, really proud. And that is where Atmanirbhar Bharat comes in. That is where, what the Prime Minister even today mentioned about Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti is nothing but accountability. You have to do things in a time-bound manner. You have to ensure that you are able to give the best value for money to the consumer. Until you don't do that in the domestic market, you can't go overseas. With this, I would like to say and conclude that today quality is prime. There is no compromise on quality. And consumer protection comes only when you provide what you promise and make yourself accountable. You have to make yourself accountable. Why do we have to go to the judiciary or the court of law to seek compensation? It should come automatically. If you have done wrong, you should say, I have done a mistake. I take back my product. I give you the money back, or I compensate you for the damage caused. Why do I have to seek justice out of a wrong which has been done to me? I don't need to go to the court. So what my contention is, you should work with your own self-esteem. You should work with your own self-certification that if I do something wrong, I will make sure it is done right. And I will promise that I will never do it again. And we have to expose the profiteers. We have to expose those people who are profiteering out of business, but encourage those people who do business in an ethical manner and take a suitable return on their profit and make the country grow and make the citizens have a good quality of life. You see, and this is what is, in my definition, Atmanirbhar Bharat, ease of doing business, and that is what is going to generate employment for tomorrow. This is what I am trying to tell you, that there is huge opportunity in India to give employment to all our youths, but teach the youth what is quality. Teach the youth good skills, good skill sets, not just sit in exams and pass and take a degree. No, they should be worthy to deliver something which is worthwhile for the country and the citizens. So thank you, Ravi ji, for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to come back if you want me to come back as and when this conversation goes on. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Mr. Bejon Mishra for putting his views forward on the topic. We have two more panelists who have joined in. We have Dr. Indrajit Ghosh, Global Chairman, MSME Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Indrajit Ghosh is a mechanical engineer with MBA from IMT and IBMI Berlin, Germany. He's the Global Chairman, MSME Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India, and Senior Vice Chairman of Commonwealth Entrepreneur Club, London, Chairman of ICMEI in Environment, Chairman of Lions Club, and is working with 26 verticals nationally and internationally. Welcome on the panel, sir. We also have Mr. Tanmay Patel from the Sri Alka Industries. I'd like you to just open your camera, sir, so that we can see you on the panel. And now I'd like Mr. Ravi Shankar to take over this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Mishra. It was exceptionally well brought out. In a very short time of 4 minutes or 5 minutes, you had brought out the key issues. Especially, it was the first statement of yours, the interdependency is what is really required. Nobody can operate in isolation. And at the same time, you had also very nicely brought out the importance of quality and creating global benchmarks. That's what, with especially with such a strength in technology and IT services India has built, I think we should now move towards setting the global standards. So definitely, those are important pillars of success of so I would now switch over to the social side of it. We have Anu Agarwal is there with us, and that will be a completely different perspective from her. So we would like to have your perspective. You have been in the associated with the social sector and doing commendable work. We would like to have your perspective on the subject.
Namaste, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here. And Ravi Shankarji, it was lovely hearing Professor Bijon as well and Dr. Mr. Garg. And there's so much to learn, and as much there is so much that I can also contribute today, having been through what I have been through. And I think you kind of know about you know about my movies and you know about my modeling, and then you also know about my major death car accident where the doctors gave up on me. Now, the point is that today, when we are talking about me later, I want to talk about Atmanirbhar. It's one of my very, very, very pleasurable and important topics because Nirbharta, what is Nirbharta? It is basically independence. And I had tried to achieve self interdependence independence, sorry, not interdependence, independence. And when I was, in my 20s, early 20s. And then I realized through yoga that actually, when you study, for instance, Patanjali yoga, which is the Eightfold Path, you have yam, niyam as the first two parts, even before you have asanas and pranayam and etc. And in the yam and niyam, what are they? They're basically yam is self-dependence and niyam is interdependence. Going to what Professor Bijon you were talking, that how we today need the independence and interdependence and the self-reliance to then work in harmony. So the individual has to work in harmony with the society. Uh, I also feel that at the end of the day, we also no, and also going back to what Mr. Garg was saying about how we are digital, and yes, also we were referring to the fact that India has a lot of cool talent, and which we are really seeing also prosper around the world, like let's say in America and the rest of the European countries to a certain extent. But today there's such a need, especially when we are working from home, had become such an important principle. And so many offices and restaurants and so many establishments actually have shut down. Like I wrote a book, and it was available here on Crossword. And in the last after pandemic, all Crossword has shut down. So there are so many bookstores as well. So all businesses have felt the whack of this pandemic, which was just actually so dangerous because, like Dr. Fauci from America rightly said, that this is a nature-born disease, and therefore it is very dangerous, and therefore it is very, very difficult to find a cure for it because it developed in nature. And of course, there are people who talk about China and what happened anyway. That's not the point. Let's coming back to the discussion we are having today. So my entire thing about being Atmanirbhar is also about Nirbharta apne andar. First of all, we become self-reliant. When we see the world around, we see that there is a lot of, I wouldn't say just negativity, but I would also say that we are not aware of our own inner wealth. I had a meeting with Dalai Lama and we talked a great deal about inner wealth and how we, in today's day and age, are working mainly on external or outer health, and how we need to actually also focus to go from outside in and find our wealth, which then is going to give us all sorts of attitudes, all sorts of ways to deal with a crisis like the pandemic and so many other things that a human being goes through in a day. So while I feel that yes, we need to modernize ourselves, and we in India we need to upgrade ourselves, and yes, of course, I do completely believe that Professor was saying about quality. By the way, just giving you a personal note, one of the reasons I left Bollywood or Hindi film industry in 1995 when I was roaring I was on the top. I was the cover girl. One of the reasons was because we do not understand quality. We are into quantity. If you look at the film industry, we in India produce 1,000 films a year. And whereas, let's say, even Hollywood produces about 180 films, Australia produces about 70 films, and so on. And London, UK produces 80 films a year. We produce 1,000 movies a year. And I always talked about this to the people in the industry, in the fraternity, that why can we not work for quality? Why do we want to just produce? Why do we work only on quantity? So anyhow, coming back to Atmanirbhar, yes, one of the reasons I started my foundation and which it's doing was actually to this entire idea to first of to get inner wealth, awaken. Actually, you know what it is? You don't need to learn inner wealth from outside. You need to just go within. There are brain centers that if you can reach to, you already have that wealth existing there. So it's not something you need to acquire. Like in society, in the social realm, you have to acquire wealth. You need to know some skill. You need to go outside and you need to work and get that wealth. But your inner wealth is already there inside you. We are born with it. That is what we are born of. Your innermost nature is beauty and health and wealth. And so many times, because of this wealth thing, we are actually ignoring our health. So when we talk about being Atmanirbhar, when we talk about independence, we also need to take into consideration our own health. Like how we have seen how many people, millions of people have died in the world in the last year. This sort of a catastrophe which pandemic has brought has never really occurred before. So we are in such a dangerous situation. And what can we do today? This is what I ask myself. Let's not get into complain and blame and this didn't happen and that didn't. Forget it. What can you sitting here, what can I sitting here do? I can go within me and evoke my inner wealth, which then is going to help me physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. So that is what I ended up doing with my foundation. I found Anufan Yoga, which was the idea was just this: find your inner wealth. And today, again, when we see that with the pandemic, there has been livelihood has been a huge problem. There've been job losses, and there's been the entire structure has been shaken up of being or human being, and we really don't know if we are going back to how everything was before the pandemic. So I feel that living with the new normal, acceptance of what is, and finding a solution within it, and within the harmony with the world. I think what is really important right now is acceptance. What is really important right now is empathy. What is really important right now is caring. And all these things finally bring one to being Atmanirbhar. One of the projects we started was with ladies. For instance, I'll just give you one small example because I know time is short. Uh, we started a project with the women who make kota sarees. And these women, you know, kota is I mean, all the art. India is a unity, diversity. You go into each state and there is a different kind of art, there's a different kind of color, there's a different kind of food, there is a different it's just such an amazing place. Nowhere in the world is this found. And these women today making the sarees are starving. They're starving. And my heart just goes out to people who are so beautifully talented. And today they are in such a loser situation. So I feel that again, when we talk about self-dependence and then we also talk of interdependence, then
Hello friends,
we need to
myself
include
Rajendra
other
Andare. I
people,
am the director of
like they
Nishal Power
say
Solutions
that
Private Limited.
do well
We are the base
and
of
you
Mumbai,
will be
established
well.
in 2008.
So
We are the
that's
power
what
backup industries. We
I
are
would like
providing
to
complete power solutions
conclude
and
my
customized solutions
talk on
to
that.
national and international.
I can talk a lot, as you see,
During the
but
lockdown
I
period,
will.
we are providing uninterrupted services to pharma industries, hospital.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, I like invite all of you. Sorry,
For
I
that,
just
I got
like,
a lot of help
you know,
from my entire team.
I'm so passionate about this. I mean,
Therefore,
I'm more passionate
I
about it. I've
extended
led many
received
Bollywood movies,
Atmanirbhar Award
you know.
2021.
I left like
Thank you.
20,
Thank you very
25
much.
years that I have not signed a Bollywood movie. Okay, my accident happened in the middle, but that was only for 7 years, and I was completely back on track. But I said no, I want to work for the people. मैंने आत्मनिर्भर में बन चुकी हूँ. अपने अंदर I have become independent for myself. Today I want to become interdependent with the community, with the world, and bring whatever I have achieved in giving out. You know, like my payback time. And I think that that's something that makes me really happy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anuji. I think the passion is there for everyone to see. And you had also brought out very clearly independence to interdependence. So we are arriving at some common themes also in this whole thing. And one of the things I really liked about your talk is the inner wealth which we have to really build. And that's something which is a strength of India. And we have to, as torch bearers, have to build that inner wealth of people. That's what the community across the different strata. That's what is actually required. Which is
Dr.
beautiful.
Bidabrata Pathak has joined on the panel. He's
Okay.
the director of BPBR Hospitals Private Limited. Dr. Bidabrata Pathak is an advanced lab surgeon from Assam, Guwahati. He has done more than 3,000 surgeries in Assam and 2,000 surgeries at Agartala, Tripura. CMD of Gate Hospitals, Assam, and three hospitals are already running, and the fourth Gate Hospital has received lots of awards from all sectors. So, welcome on the panel, Dr. Dibabrata. And I'd request everybody on the panel to switch on their cameras so that we can see them. And over to you, sir. You can start.
So thank you, Vatika. And now, without wasting much time, I would request uh, Mr. Inderjit Ghoshji to give his views and perspective on Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we had talked about probably what we wanted to talk about is what are the current status of it and what are those challenges and how to mitigate. So each one's perspective we were getting. So I hand over the mic to you to share your perspectives.
I'm Indrajit Ghosh, Global Chairman of MSME Chamber of Commerce and Industries of India. As a chamber, we are doing awareness to all SMEs. There are 6 crore MSMEs in India who are registered, and approximately 4 crore unregistered MSMEs are there. So almost 10 crore MSMEs are working in India. And after the COVID, I can give a little bit, background about the SME industries. Till 2020 March, no government, whether it is Congress, BJP, Janata Dal, whoever was there in the power, nobody has given any support seriously to the MSME industry. But on 2020 March, when we got a consignment from China of PPE kit, ventilator, and sanitizers, and it was in a very bad shape, and the Prime Minister was returned the consignment to China back and requested all the PSUs like Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, company like Maruti, why don't you make this PPE kit, ventilator, and all these items? So you will be happy to know that today 118 MSME companies are making this product, and we have already supplied 154 countries within the last 10 months' time. And we are the second largest supplier to the world today. So, MSMEs can do wonders. Because any bigger industries or any product like healthcare, pharmaceuticals, automobiles, recycling, waste management, solar, biogas. If any project, if it will come, if the big companies are coming, then it will be very cost. It will not be very cost effective. Then MSME has to start in a small scale, and over a period of time, gradually they have to develop and they have to grow. As per the business scenario, if you will see, uh, it is a golden opportunity for the Indian MSMEs to grow from during 2021 to 2030. It is a golden period because as per the world scenario, if you will see, nobody wants to deal with China because of the political situation. India also withdrawing slowly because it cannot be done in one day. It will take time of 5-7 years. We are also withdrawing whatever supplies we are taking from China. So, how to cope up with the market? If anybody replaces China in the whole world, that is only India. Because, if you will see the population of 750 crores globally, out of that, almost 300 crores is these two countries, almost 42% of population. So only China, replace China, only India is the country who can do it because we have a lot of advantages. Like, in India, the land is cheaper, the labor is cheaper, and the profitability is more. If you will see all the foreign manufacturers of, mobiles, cars, everybody is putting the plant in India because of this reason, if they are making the mobile in South Korea or they are making the car in Japan or in Germany or other countries and selling all over the world, it is less profitable. But if they will make the same product in India and selling all over the world, it is much, much more profitable. So that's why, you must be knowing a company like Samsung, they have installed a larger factory in Greater Noida where they are making, 60,000 mobiles per day, which will be which will touch 1 lakh per day within the next 6 months' time. And because of the political situation, there are a lot of industries from outside. Like we are also working with the government for Make in India initiative. Almost 14 companies we are having in touch of South Korea, Japan, UK, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia. They want to put the plants in India. Once the flights will start, maybe in the next month, in November, then they will come and register here and want to start the plant in India. Already 60, you must be knowing, already 65 companies are already in touch with UP government. And a lot of industries across the world is coming. It will take some time, but definitely it will be a golden period in the coming 10 years' time. As far as the Atmanirbhar project is concerned, the pan India, our MSMEs, they are also will grow in a very faster mode from 2022 April onwards. There are a lot of lines, sectors where where you have ample scope of improvement, like healthcare and pharmaceuticals, product like recycling, waste management, solar energy, biogas. Um, these are the sectors will flourish in the coming 10 years time, and you will be happy to know that there are almost we are expecting 3,000 recycling and waste management companies are coming into the coming 3 to 5 years time in India, and the foreign companies are also want to come in different products. So it will be a golden period for India in 21 to 30. And we are also, all the chambers are working relentlessly with the government. Because, in our country, if you want to take a license for the start the project, it will take, 8 months to 1 year time. This department to that department, it will take, a huge amount of time. The The foreign companies, neither the pan-India companies are also, nobody can wait for, 8 months to 10 months. So we are working with the government. The license should be given within 21 days time. And all the internal documentation approval that we have to take internally. And all papers we will take from the manufacturers. And by 15 to 20 days time, 21 days time, we should give them the license so that they can start the ease out of business, what I'm talking about. So that has to be done. Government is also working, and supporting the industries. These particularly this government, they are very much, encouraging the industries to grow. I mean, inside and outside both. And as a chamber, we are helping the industries in both the ways. Like, in as a Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are calling all the states one by one. We are doing the awareness program, requesting the secretary and the MSME minister to come into the forum and explain if our MSMEs want to put up the plant in your state, what benefits and support you will give them. So they are expect, we are having a very big, global conference, global conference, Asia Green Tech Exhibition and Business Excellence Award for the MSMEs, from 17th to 20th of November at Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi, where, 14 to 16 ministers will join, 50 plus ambassadors also will be coming to explain. We are not only doing for domestic, we are doing for exports also. Like MSMEs have not gone to the export, gone to the foreign countries for putting up the plant. This is the first time our chamber is giving the opportunity to all MSMEs 50 crores plus if they want to go to global, like in 53 communal countries, particularly in Africa and in Dubai, in Gulf countries, if they want to put up the plant, our chamber is collaborating with the UAE government and different other African government also to give them the support to put up the plant there. And you can, if anybody will put up the plant in Dubai, they can, cover up entire Gulf of 17 countries. And nowadays, the 80% purchase of the Africa are also from Dubai. So, 53 plus 17, 70, 71 countries they can cover up from Dubai. And Friday they can go to Dubai, is a holiday. Saturday, Sunday they can work in Dubai and come back on Monday to India, to do the, to what you can say, see your India operation. So our chamber is helping, in both the ways, nationally and internationally, to all MSMEs to grow. And Prime Minister's vision, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, is getting very much encouragement inside and outside the country, and a lot of people are huge number of companies are contacting us for not only for putting up the plant only, even they want to do the joint venture. Some of the mediocre companies, they want to joint venture with our Indian companies, maybe in future, after 3 years or 5 years of time, जब अच्छा product बिकना चालू हो जाएगा, maybe they will put up the plant in India. So, both the sides, the people who are ready to put the plant, they are also aggressively coming to India, and the other people, who want to do the joint ventures, they are also interested to come. So coming 5 to 10 years, whatever the job loss we are having for the last 1.5 year, approximately 14 crores or so, we hope, from April 22 onwards, still, another 3 to 5 months time, it's very, very tough for the people, to get a job. But after April onwards, hopefully, the time will, the situation will change, and a lot of recruitment will start from April onwards. So we have a golden, chance from 21 to 30. So industry should come up, whatever the, it is a golden opportunity for the MSMEs to start the project in Pan India in different sectors. So ample opportunities are there. And as a chamber also, we are also helping the industries to grow faster.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghosh. It was, we all are very happy hearing
And
from you.
one thing I want to just add, you must be knowing, Government of India is giving a golden opportunity to all the companies. Like, we are making a rail line from New Delhi to Mumbai through the rural areas. Previously, we have a rail line in the with the from in between the cities, but now this rail line we are making inside the rural areas. So, in one side, Government of India wants to make, smart villages or smart cities, and the other side we are making, government is making industrial park, like, recycle park, food and beverages park, logistic park. And you will be happy to know that 65% of the land is already been sold out. 65% land is already been sold out. People from Germany also, they have purchased the lands. We are in contact with a giant in adhesive in Germany. They are also putting up a huge plant in Maharashtra. And this rail line is crossing 5 states: Delhi, Haryana, MP, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. So these are the five.
Okay, so thank you so much, and definitely he has brought out very, very clearly that the focus is on India. We are becoming India centric. The globe is becoming India centric, and definitely we are happy to hear that MSMEs have got great prospects going forward, especially because they are one of the highest. Uh, the sector which employs gives a lot of employment to people in the country, and which is a major challenge today. And I'm sure that a chamber on MSME is going to play a dynamic role in this, much more than the usual traditional chambers of commerce. That I'm very sure about that. And thank you so much for your views. Now we will go to the towards the medical side. I would request Dr. Sudipta Narayan Roy to share his views, and probably his perspective will add further knowledge and enrichment to this panel. Dr. Roy.
Namaskar, everyone.
Thank you.
My wishes, my best wishes of Durga Ashtami to all the eminent panelists. I'm from Ayush sector. It's now the sunrise sector in this pandemic scenario. I would like to mention that as far as ASSOCHAM is concerned, we are partnering the government of India regarding this Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign in many ways. So let me share my point of view regarding Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would just like to mention that Atmanirbhar Bharat, this concept was first visualized by a person from our city only, from Kolkata, and that is Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, in one of his speeches, he mentioned that we want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. So the first ideological inspiration of Atmanirbhar Bharat comes from Swami Vivekananda. And our Honorable Prime Minister, who is the driving force of this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, he is too very much passionate about this. And we, in a lot of our ASSOCHAM programs, we have seen how India government is coming forward in helping the MSME in many ways. So Dr. Mishra has already covered a lot of points which are really relevant. So Professor Mishra, the main thing he was pointing about is the quality, the confidence of quality of Indian products. So as he was mentioning that it is the MSME sector is the second largest contributor to the Indian economy, and we have seen how MSME sector has contributed in this pandemic situation. So here I want to say that we have to take certain cognitive steps regarding improving this quality, regarding improvement of the soft skills of the managers or the executives of these MSME companies. We want to see that India to be whatever India is producing to be a global standard. But for that, the cognitive steps must be taken. In that, I may suggest, which I have already suggested, that to certain MSME companies who are the members of ASOCHAM, I have already suggested to them a small step, that is to do a Vivekananda study circle every week, once, half an hour, just to read out one letter of Swami Vivekananda to the managers. If there is 5 to 7 managers who are managing the show, they would be they would be they would be imbibing that positive spirit of being self-reliant. The first thing is we have to know ourselves. First thing is we have to know who we are as an Indian. We are. It is a sorry thing to say that as Indian, most of us, we are not very much proud of. This thing must change. Then only Atmanirbhar Bharat comes. Because first we have to know about ourselves. That is Atma Jnana. Second step comes Atma Vishwas. If we don't know who we are, if we don't know our own strength, then the second part of this self confidence doesn't come. And if we are not self confident, then the quality which we produce, whatever we produce, we as a human being, our quality determines the product quality. In this scenario, I suggested a lot of my member companies to arrange this study circle, and I have seen a very positive response from them. One of the company, he said, I don't have any managers, I am a one-man show. I said, then you must yourself read Swami Vivekananda at least once a week, at least for one letter, for half an hour. You should read and think about those the words which Swamiji has said. If we see once Roma Rolla, one famous European Indologist, he asked Rabindranath Tagore that I want to know India, I want to understand India. What should I do? He said, study Vivekananda. Just one thing, one line he said, study Vivekananda. In him, everything is positive, nothing negative. So Vivekananda emphasized education to be the base and platform for Atmanirbhar Bharat, as his quote, which I mentioned just now, through his quote. So the education is needed. We need to know what we have. In this pandemic situation, we have seen that the Ayurvedic science, which we undermined all the years, the big conglomerates of pharmaceutical, as we know India, as Professor Bijan Mishra was saying, Professor Sir was saying that India is becoming the world leader in pharmaceuticals. In US, one out of 3 tablets are having the APIs which are produced in India. So 1/3 of the US market is served from Indian companies, Indian MSMEs, not the bigger conglomerates. So we have undermined this due to this big huge conglomerates of pharmaceutical companies. We undermined Ayurveda. Now during the pandemic situation, when people didn't know what was the remedy for corona, what was the remedy for COVID-19, they took refuge of taking kadhas of Ayurveda. And talking about self knowledge, I just want to share one very since I am a homeopath, I personally practice homeopathy. So I just share one of my experience. There was one medicine which was very, very popular, and it was endorsed by Ministry of Ayush, of homeopathic medicine. It was Arsenicum album. So there were a lot of people who was calling me, doctor, can I take this? Which company should I take? Which German company should I take? And doctor, then the next another type of call, doctor, there is no German company arsenic available. I said, why German? Why German? Because we don't know that after the GMP implementation, our standardization is at par to any European companies. It's not like that, that we are just a documented GMP. There are a lot of MSME companies who are at par to the German or European companies. And moreover, the API, the active pharmacopoeial ingredient, that was the arsenic trioxide. It is a poison of Arsenicum album. The API was arsenic trioxide. This arsenic trioxide is available in India. Rather, a lot of arsenic trioxide APIs were exported to the other countries in lot many times. So we are not aware of these facts. So proper education is required. Government has taken a lot of cognitive steps regarding doing this. And moreover, I want to add another thing. I would be glad to let you know that government, specifically the Ministry of Ayush, has taken a lot many cognitive steps regarding helping out the Indian homeopathic companies. Lot of amendment in legislations in the Drug and Cosmetics Act has already taken place. Now, previously we didn't used to find where homeopathic medicines, where when we used to prescribe, then people used to ask us, where would we find this medicine? We don't have any homeopathy shop nearby in our locality. There is an amendment, and that was before pandemic only, that homeopathic medicines can be available, can be made available through the. So there are small steps that government has already taken. And yes, pandemic has shown us that how active government can also be. And during the pandemic situation, I remember the MSME companies who were applying for the sanitizer licenses. Since there was a shortage of sanitizer production, so government was giving that license within 24 hours of application. So why we need to get into a pandemic situation to become in this to become this speedy situation? So government has that machinery. Government has shown that. As far as I remember, I have given one interview to Indian Achievers Forum regarding this also, that how government is working in one of their CSR Times publication. They also published that within 24 hours we got the license. So government can do this. Why aren't we doing this in normal situation? Okay, not
Doctor, so
24
it's a
hours, 48 hours,
little
72
short
hours.
of time.
It is possible within 7 days. But why we have to wait for three months for one's license? So pandemic situation has shown us a lot of potentials we have, especially this licensing part. I mentioned everywhere that any government, be it state government, be it central government, they can do it. So why do we need to get into this troublesome situation? If we go to history, after the
Dr. Roy,
World War.
Dr. Roy, we are just running short of time. If you can
Yes,
conclude with one remark.
Just
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that we have to take this cognitive steps, which one I mentioned, that we can start some study circles with the executives in the MSME sectors. With each and every, the leaders should participate in that, and with that there should be a lot of CSR activities should be done, and that too keeping in mind the Indian perspective. Keeping in mind the Indian perspective, the CSR activities should be done, not taking help from the the other, rather the foreign funds. The NGOs must be helped by the Indian companies only. Then only the foreign fund flow, these charity funds, which the Indian companies are capable of doing so. We don't have to be dependent on them also. So these
Yeah.
are the two cognitive steps which I wanted to mention, and I wish Indian Achievers Forum all success and all the award. I wish all my best wishes to the awardees, and uh, I thank Indian Achievers Forum for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Thank you so much. And you had also talked about the self-reliance as well as again, the inner strength. We have to know ourselves. That's something which is very, very important. And you had related the teachings of Swami Vivekananda quite nicely to the current situation and how we have to move forward. We are a bit running short of time. Probably, Vatika, I'll request Dr. Bedabrata Patak ji to share his views.
First of all, I want to introduce myself. I am the chairman cum managing director of leading a group of hospitals in Assam. It's called BPBR Hospital Limited. We have 3 hospitals in Assam. Basically, it is something to do with this Atmanirbhar initiative been propagated by our Prime Minister. Then, with the blessings of Swami Vivekananda, who started all this Atmanirbhar concept, we are in the stage now. India is fighting COVID very nicely. First of all, so far what we have done till now, India, we are doing very nice. Considering the lack of education among the common people, we are dealing with this COVID crisis, I think, in a better way. This COVID years have certainly been a challenging time for us. This isolation, fear, the uncertainty caused by this pandemic has almost affected everyone's mental and physical health in some way or other. We're languishing what is called the COVID languishing, which is a new level now for COVID mental health. We as a social workers, we are doctors, our morale is to get people out of this big dilemma from this emotional background, which is called the COVID languishing. Like in Puja, as you know, our as goddess Durga has used all her weapons to destroy this evil Mahashusara. So we should use all our weapons against this COVID crisis. We have to come out of this COVID situation. India was doing very well before this COVID pandemic, and I'm sure we can also do better when the COVID crisis is over. The main thing is vaccination, which has we are doing very nice. Considering the huge amount of population India has, it's really a big struggle, especially to educate people to come forward and get vaccination. So the social level of work what we are doing has to be upgraded. It has to be very intense. We have to keep trying on this level to reach that level where we can say, yeah, the whole of India is vaccinated. Even 70%, 80% vaccination will do our purpose of herd immunity. I always believe in a concept called a cocktail vaccine. This cocktail vaccine regime is started in some countries. We as an Atmanirbhar Bharat, if we follow this cocktail regime of vaccination, I think India can do wonderfully well. Many people are starting among the doctors. They may speak out or not, but I will tell you one thing. Many doctors in India are also following this regime called the cocktail vaccination. Whatever publication comes, I can assure you, these antibodies, they remain in your body not more than 3 months. Even after double vaccination, we cannot be 100% sure, because from Covishield or from Covaxin, we get something around 76 to 80% immunity, that is antibodies in our body. What about the rest? So why not put a Moderna or other vaccination like a Sputnik? We can give a jab again, maybe after 3 months. after the second vaccination or fourth vaccination. These are things which are not been published by I request everybody to follow up this step, even to the Prime Minister level, to really understand that we have to keep on taking vaccination steps at a interval, say 3 months or 4 months or 6 months like that. I think this will do us a wonderfully well scenario. So this cocktail vaccination, if we promote in India, which can be an Atmanirbhar concept, maybe we cocktail Covaxin, Covishield, and another vaccination from other countries also, and then we mix up it, and then we start this cocktail vaccination. I think it will do wonderfully well. This will really see, after 2 vaccination, India is doing very well. Even in this festival period, we are keeping our infectivity rate to a very low level. I think with a cocktail vaccination, which is a concept I'm sure will come in coming years, this will develop as this Atmanirbhar Bharat concept of vaccination. Regarding the other thing which I was saying, this mental health problem, all the education people, all the social leaders have to group together, have to educate our common people, have to come forward for vaccination, and all these other things will happen because India is already one of the topmost pharmaceutical company. India is doing very well in terms of human resource. In every sector, India is doing very well. But if we really improve on our HR system, on a social level, if we can reach up to the ground root level, in the village level, if we can educate and ask all the people to get vaccination and to keep repeating this vaccination, say after 3 to 6 months onwards, till the whole of India is vaccinated, I think our job will be done and we'll be starting again a brighter India. I think with that, I want to end my lecture, and I thank Achievers Forum for giving me this opportunity to talk. I, being a surgeon, I have been really struggling in these 3 years, in these 2 years of our COVID crisis, how to give service to people who need operations, and then at the same time, still we are doing wonderfully well. Thank you all. Hope we have a better time in coming 2 to 3 years time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pathak. Seeing your profile, really you have done exceptional service to people, and we are all really proud of you for doing that.
One more thing I want to add, Mr. Ravi Shankar, is that actually this whole of these hospitals has come up very fast in our state, Assam. This is basically to support the education health system in our state, because government is also doing very well in Assam. Our Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sarma is doing a lot of good service, and we private sectors are really supporting him. This is one state where in hilly areas we are doing very well, and we would like to continue doing this. So my 4th hospital is coming up. These are basically to speed up process to help these ICU setups and emergency, because this is the need of the hour. I am really running after them.
Yeah, very happy to hear that, Dr. Pathak.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, if you allow me, Ravi Shankar ji.
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah, Dr. Pathak, great to hear you out. I just want to request you, because you have a very dynamic Chief Minister. Why don't you start the universal health coverage in Assam? It's a very doable work which can be done, and we can assure quality healthcare to all at a very low kind of a premium every year paid by the citizens in a kitty, which government can manage, like they're doing for Ayushman Bharat for the 50 crore families all over the country. And Assam, health being a state subject, why can't Assam government take the leadership to give 100% coverage to all citizens of Assam who are based out of Assam, to give them health care in a manner that they can choose where they want to go to seek health care at a price which is most affordable, covered through an insurance model. That insurance can be managed by the government as well as the private sector. It is doable. There are models around the world which is happening, where countries are doing it in a very efficient manner. So why not Assam government starts it as an initiative, and people like you convince the Assam government to go ahead with this experiment, which I'm sure will be a successful initiative.
I will try this from my side. I will talk to the Chief Minister, because I'm meeting him in 2 to 3 days time, So definitely I will come across with him with all this topic.
And if you need any help, do let us know. We will be more than
Definitely.
happy to support the initiative in Assam, because I know the Chief Minister is personally very keen to
Yeah,
take
he's very
healthcare
cunning.
to its next
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
So
Very
why
true,
don't
very
you
true.
start that initiative, and we are prepared to support you.
Thank you. I will definitely do.
So, whatever we had discussed today, there are certain common themes which have come through today. One is definitely the technology and leveraging the technological capability of the country. That was one common theme that was running through all the speeches. And also the importance of interdependence while we do the self reliance. That is something which Professor Bejan had very clearly pointed out right in the beginning. So that was further supported by Anu Agarwal ji with independence to interdependence. So definitely that is something we have to all work together towards achieving, and we have to accept what is that new normal and move forward. And everyone, I think most of you have mentioned about the inner strength of India, and we have to leverage and use that as a foundation to grow, because the whole world is moving towards India and it is becoming India centric. So, given that kind of an approach of the world, we have to believe in our strengths and build up our strength and move forward. That is something which has come out of this discussion. And another important thing that was pointed out by a few of the panelists is the quality. While we talk about India centricity, the quality benchmarks we should never compromise, and we should actually increase it rather than uh, uh, going towards complacency. So that's another major point everyone had brought about. So across the sectors, we had views, and these are some of the common thread that has come through. Probably we will put together certain proceedings of that and take it forward. Maybe we can develop an action, what kind of action we can take, and probably further debate in various forums as to how to get it implemented. As Professor Mishra had rightly suggested at the end, that a very clear action point of health package for all Assam citizens. So, like that, we can have some specific recommendations given to the government as well as to the various bodies. And I would say that given the varied profile of the panelists, we should all be in touch with each other, and whatever we are working on, if there is any synergy, we should work together and contribute. That's really will help everyone in this whole process.
Very good.
So,
Very well covered.
thank you
Very
so
well
much,
covered.
Dr. Mishra. Thank you so much, Dr. Pathak, and other panelists who had to leave in between. So I hand over to Vartika to formally close it now.
And with this, we have come to the end of the panel discussion for the Atmanirbhar Bharat Awards and Summit. It was a great panel discussion on the topic, and everybody had put their views forward on the topic, and it was really very insightful of all of you to put your views forward in front of the audience. And apart from that, I'd also like to thank Mr. Ravi Shankar for very well coordinating this panel discussion also. And with this, I thank everybody on the panel, and thank you so much, everyone.
So, thank you to all our panelists. A very engaging session we had. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you see, our panel emphasized on building Atmanirbhar Bharat and overcoming COVID 19, especially now that COVID 19 is behind us. It is time now to look forward. The concept of interdependence to independence, which was put forward by Professor Bijon Mishra, was very interesting and thought provoking, which was also later supported by Ms. Anu Agarwal. And everyone on the panel was, in fact, on the agreement that we need to accept the new normal and move on. Another important thing which was highlighted by almost all our panelists was the adherence to quality. Now, when we talk about India, I think we all agree that we have the capacity, we have the capability, we have the skills, we have the knowledge, but somewhere where we are lacking and probably being complacent is on quality. So the adherence to quality, not compromising on quality, is something which is going to be taking us on the global platform. That was highlighted by speakers. We also had, in fact, views from various sectors, but everyone was in one thing they had in common was that we need to combat the bad elements and work together as a nation, come out of the silos. And it's going to be our togetherness which is going to be helping us realize and achieve making India Atmanirbhar. So that was a key point, a key message which was highlighted in this panel. So that brings us now, ladies and gentlemen, to our next panel, wherein we are going to be inviting the views and opinions of our esteemed panelists on the very important role of women in shaping, in building an Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to invite all our esteemed panelists. We have Ms. Rakhi Makwana, the founder of Studio Rakhi M, Dr. Soumya NS, the Chief Operating Officer, Chief Mentor, Study MRCOG, Medical Consultancy Private Limited. Welcoming Ms. Radhika Bhandari, Director, Western India Institute of Aeronautics. Our next esteemed panelist is Ms. Mini Bodhanwala, the CEO of now Rosji Wadia Maternity Hospital. Dr. Anshu Gupta, socio-political activist and freelance health advisor and founder chairperson of Drishti Medical NGO, also joins us as esteemed panelist. And the session, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be moderated by Dr. Shabnam Asthana, Director, Empowered Solutions. Once again, before we move into these active discussions with our panelists, I would like to invite Vatika to please introduce our panelists, and then we take on the discussions. Over to Vatika.
Good evening to one and all present over here. This is Vatika Singh from Indian Achievers Forum, and this is the second edition of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the summit and awards that we are organizing this time with the tremendous success of the first edition. And today we have eminent people on the panel to discuss about the role of women in achieving Atmanirbharta. We all know what Atmanirbhar Bharat mission is to us and to the country as well. So today we are here to discuss about what women need to do to achieve their Atmanirbharta in their personal lives and inspire other women also to achieve that self-dependency in their lives as well. So today we have many people on the panel, and the panel will be moderated by Dr. Shabnam Asthana, who is the Director of Empowered Solutions. So over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Vatika. Good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the illustrious panelists and the august audience to this insightful and wonderful session organized by the Indian Achievers Forum on Atmanirbhar Bharat. India is a land of customs, traditions, and values. Our rich legacy is studded with the inheritance of capabilities and talent acquired from our previous generations. Despite our best efforts, sometimes we encounter barriers and roadblocks while investing our hard work and dedication into our respective careers. However, there are a few exemplary individuals who tide over crisis situations with their perseverance, grit, and determination, and set examples for others to follow. The Indian Achievers Forum, IAF, is a platform that recognizes people who do not give up in the face of difficulties, those who firmly stand their ground, those who have set a benchmark in their respective careers and are looked up to as icons to emulate. This recognition is all-encompassing and not restricted to certain sectors. In this very spirit of inclusion, IAF recognizes and applauds excellence in all spheres. The IAF manifesto adheres to developing and sharing ideas, opinions, and knowledge on key issues. After the resounding success of Atmanirbhar Bharat Summit and Awards Edition 1, IAF has organized its second edition. As a matter of fact, Atmanirbharta is not possible without women empowerment. Women-led development will pave the way for a self-reliant India in the true sense. Indian Achievers Forum summons women from all walks of life to recite their Atmanirbhar story that will inspire other women to achieve milestones. We are extremely privileged to have on the panel today distinguished and eminent personalities. I have the pleasure of introducing them to you in no particular order. We have Dr. Soumya N.S. Dr. Soumya N.S., the Chief Operating Officer, COO, and Chief Mentor of Study, MRCOG, a leading and prominent medical education platform. He is an eminent gynecologist and an entrepreneur who envisions creating a better healthcare environment where utmost patient care remains the primary objective. A visionary by nature, Dr. Soumya always upholds quality mentoring as her motto and has scribed the same slogan among her fellow colleagues in the Study MRCOG family. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it is so nice to see you all wonderful ladies here. So I'm looking forward really to have a very good evening with all of you. And definitely, as you rightly said, women are power. They are the backbone of any nation. So good to see you all.
True. So I have the pleasure of introducing the next panelist, Dr. Anshu Gupta. Dr. Anshu Gupta is a social reformer and activist, a freelance healthcare consultant and advisor, yoga, naturopathy, and acupressure consultant, and an invaluable mentor. She is the founder chairperson Drishti, medical NGO created for raising and spreading healthcare awareness. Dr. Anshu Gupta also holds honorary positions in various organizations and NGOs such as Sangeet Surbhi, Inner Wheel Club, Prabhav Educational NGO, Human Peace Foundation, and so on. In addition, she writes and maintains many online blogs on liver transplantation, therapeutic yoga, and ulcerative colitis and G-pouch surgery. Welcome, ma'am.
I'd like to thank everyone for this wonderful opportunity, and my best wishes for the such a good informative webinar, and especially for Modi ji for encouraging India to become self-reliant, rather Nirbhar Bharat is possible exactly as my earlier said that it is not possible empowerment. नहीं हो आत्मनिर्भर भारत नहीं होता है, इसलिए आई एम truly agree achievers and today in Achievers Forum for organizing such a wonderful program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. The next panelist is Radhika Bhandari, Director, Western India Institute of Aeronautics. Radhika Bhandari is a young aviation enthusiast. She holds her undergrad degree in metallurgical engineering and her post-graduation in management from Warwick Business School, UK. At WIIA, she is an integral part of management as a director and also the director of Ahmedabad Aviation Aeronautics Limited at Ahmedabad. She is also the Dean of Aviation Faculty at Indus University. She is a trained Bharatnatyam dancer, rifle shooter, and horse rider. Wow. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Asana. And I really thank Indian Achievers Forum for having all of us over here and more than anything, recognizing the power of Devi Shakti. So thank you.
True. Most welcome. I have the honor of introducing the next panelist, Minnie Bodhanwala, CEO of Naurasji Wadia Maternity Hospital. She is an Indian business executive, entrepreneur, and a dentist. She is the CEO of Naurosji Wadia Maternity Hospital and Bai Jerabai Wadia Hospital for Children in Mumbai. Bodhanwala is a board director, board member, and director of several Wadia Group organizations and companies. Her current appointment includes trustee of Sir Ness Wadia Foundation and advisor to the chairman for CSR and Modern Education Society. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me wish you all a very happy Navratri. And yes, also, I would like to thank Indian Achievers Forum. Since it is Navratri, the topic is very interesting, Atmanirbhar. And I think without women, this cannot be possible because life comes from a woman. And what a women empowerment is seen by the numerous positions held by women in all the various forums. I would like to thank all my co-partners and also my male partners and wish that they would promote women to a larger extent. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. The next panelist is Rakhi Makwana, founder Studio Rakhi M. Rakhi is an award-winning designer and the founder of an architectural and interior design studio based out of Mumbai. She holds a bachelor's degree in architecture from Sir J.J. College of Architecture. Since childhood, she has dreamt of being an entrepreneur. Now, with over 2 decades of experience, she has started her own studio, spearheading into a largely male-dominated segment. Interesting. Welcome to the session, Rakhi.
Thank you, IIF, for inviting me, and I'm so totally impressed looking at the powerful ladies that has come here to participate in this discussion. I've been very proud of this Atmanirbhar Bharat mission as well, because I think it was long due that we really catch up with making India totally sort of independent. And I'm very proud that we will be all today discussing the subject.
This is a very interesting forum where we need to hear success stories, we need to hear views and thoughts. I will just start with some random questions to all of you, and I would request you to, give us your insights. I would just start with one question for all of you, and you can answer it in no particular order. The first question is, what does Atmanirbharta signify to you as a woman professional? Is it just jargon to be dismissed, or is it just something to be complied with, or does it hold a special significance? So if any of you could just take it and just answer it very briefly. Before that, after that, we'll come to more specific questions. So what does Atmanirbharta mean to each of you? Is it just jargon, or is it something to be complied with, or does it hold a special significance? And if so, what is that special significance? May I request any of you to just start in no particular order? I mean, you can just take it. Yes. Dr. Gupta.
Because, yeah, it's a special significance, and first of all, I would to be a मान है, और मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगी क्योंकि मोदी जी ने आत्मनिर्भरता करी, भाषा हिंदी में है, तो ये मेरे लिए एक सिग्निफिकेंस है स्पेशल, और मेरे लिए ऑनर है। और क्योंकि मैं डॉक्टर हूँ, आई एम अ डॉक्टर प्रोफेशनली एंड अ सोशियो पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविस्ट, बट हियर आई एम नॉट एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। ओके, सो वॉट एवर आई डू फॉर दिस सोसाइटी, आई डू फ्रॉम माई नॉलेज, फ्रॉम माई एक्सपीरियंस, एंड आई डोंट गेन एनीथिंग इन मॉनेटरी टर्म्स फ्रॉम दिस सोसाइटी। आई फील वेरी प्राउड, very return in terms of their gestures of kind appreciation, their happiness on their face, their special appreciation of words and beautiful expression by smiling, by holding my hand, by hugging me. So this is an immense pleasure when you give life or when you help someone to come out from the dreaded disease on that period. So everything, you on the family and the patient, it gives that pleasure, which is more than the monetary term. So here I will say that it is a very special signified way for me to serve the it with monetary terms. So here I that yes, Atmanirbharta is very, very special for every woman, because women do anything. Women always serves for the family, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law, everyone. She loves the family. It itself is a very, very get anything. But before becoming an entrepreneur, any women, village women can do anything from a home if she will get the opportunity, and she can earn many things from them. यहाँ मैं एक example देना चाहूंगी. During the COVID period, village Gujarat set a record by selling a crore and earning a profit of INR 3.5 lakh a woman a month. यही कहूंगी, hats off to such kind of strength. That's it. Thank you.
True. Thank you. Yes, and the other panelists, could you kindly take this question?
Definitely Atmanirbhar, that is making a woman self-reliant, because I'm a gynecologist and also a lactation expert, lactation consultant basically. So I deal with women in and out, and definitely my belief is to make sure that woman believes in herself. If you make sure she understands her self-worth and make sure she believes in herself, your job is done. There is a saying, if you actually educate a man, you are only educating him. But if you educate a woman, you are educating the whole family and the society indeed. So definitely it is a very odd topic, especially as Dr. Anshu was telling, during the COVID times. I think as women, we can take more stress than anybody. And I think from the health workers, they have managed their families well and also their job in the hospital as well. So women have, even we say that during the pregnancy, if there is a female child and it has grown smaller than expected, we always see that once babies come out, they survive better than the male babies. That is because it is inbuilt in us that we can survive any amount of stress. So our thing is, mainly for me, women empowerment is to empower them, just to tell them what they are made of. All women, trust me, they have so much of inner strength, but we need to show them that they are stronger than what they already know. So I think that's it from my side. Thank you.
Very well said. Yes. Would you like to take this question, Radhika?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Asana. So I would like to bring in a little bit of a historic point of view over here when we talk about women Atmanirbharta. So in Bharat, our Sanatan Dharma has always boasted of a very rich tradition of feminine energy principle of Shakti, and which has always worshipped our goddesses Saraswati, Durga, Lakshmi, and Kali. These goddesses are the true representation of Atmanirbharta, who are empowered and are independent. I would also like to mention over here that women were in the ancient times always worshipped as Prakriti. And now talking about the modern times, the concept of women Atmanirbharta comes across as a new concept on an international platform. But for us Indians, when we go back to our roots, our Upanishads, Purans, Shastras, they always have celebrated feminine energy as the essence of the universe. We can take inspiration from the greatest examples of divine dwarfs, Shiv, Parvati, Brahma, Saraswati, Vishnu, and Lakshmi. The fact that women and men are seen as equals, it reflects the cooperation and appreciation between men and women, which is what leads to holistic societal progression. So similarly, we are talking about Stree Shiksha, which also teaches us that mothers are the biggest role players and teachers in Atmanirbharta, and they teach their children about it. That also cultivates the family culture, which further contributes to the society culture and further the country. So, I would. These are my views on Atmanirbharta. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very insightful, very thought provoking. And we have Rakhi, whom we would request to step in and yes.
To me, Atmanirbharta in terms of the Indian context, like in India, almost 50% of the population is women. So I would, take it more from the business side of it, and I would really describe it as, an opportunity where we can really empower women and give them, a lot more job opportunities. COVID has really impacted. A lot of jobs, and I think it will be great if we can together as a society make women more atmanirbhar by providing them job opportunities and help them develop their skill sets. Many women are very enthusiastic, but they don't have the necessary skill set to progress. And I think if we all together can give them that, that will really contribute towards making India atmanirbhar, from a business standpoint.
True. Absolutely. Well said. So we haven't really had enough of you all, and we want to know more. So we have a few specific questions for each of you, and I would like to ask them to you. And I would request you to give us your answers, make it crisp and short, and things which we would love to hear. So I have a question now for Dr. Soumya. What are the parameters to take into account for quality mentoring, and what does it signify to you? Because we did speak about quality mentoring. So what are the parameters that you take into account, and what does quality mentoring signify to you?
Okay, thank you so much. So quality mentoring in itself, it actually tells you mentoring is teaching somebody. So we know that from our childhood, whatever we are, it is basically because of what our teachers taught us. In Study MRCG, what we do is, Study MRCG teaches the world-wide obstetricians and gynecologists. We teach them to become a better clinicians in turn by passing the prestigious exams, could be RCOG exams, MRCOG at the Royal College of Ireland. So basically what we are doing, quality mentoring is helping them to teach the guidelines, making them sure they understand what is an evidence-based knowledge. If you have seen, this is a very common word which is used, evidence-based knowledge. So the treatment, you know that even during COVID, we had so many treatments which was every day there was something or the other which was coming up, right? So when we are treating the women, all over the world, we need to follow the same pattern and the quality-based treatment to be given. So that is what we do. We teach all these gynecologists all over the world to treat their patients better, to make these doctors, women doctors, clinically better and to have a better career option. And definitely for me, quality is the first thing which stands, because it is not only we are teaching the doctors in turn, we are indirectly teaching them how to treat the woman better with an evidence-based knowledge. And apart from that, as I said, I am a lactation consultant. So I do teach every woman to give the best gift to their children. That is we say that it is a golden gift what every mother can give to their child is the breast milk. So I do teach, of course, I have a lot of problems which I encountered ritually, traditional wise. So I do not only teach the woman in question, but also probably their parents, mother, mother-in-law, everybody. So I do mentor them to give the quality care so that they continue to breastfeed their children and give the best gift to their children. So for me, quality mentoring is my motto and my vision, so that we can teach the doctors, in turn give the women the best healthcare. And also for the children, the newborn babies, we give them the health through the best gift, that is the breast milk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There was another question which I had, which may be a sort of overlap with the first question. So in case you've missed out anything, you may add it. That what are the steps that you have taken towards creating a better healthcare environment and excellence in patient care? So if you could just, yes.
Perfect. Yes. See, patient healthcare. Healthcare is something which it need to be holistic. It is not that as a doctor, of course, doctor is a very important person. We have paramedical staff. We have the staff nurses. We have the porters. We have the lab, pharmacy. Everybody needs to be mentored to give the holistic care. So what we do is, our hospitals, and wherever I am working, we have the protocols to follow which are evidence-based. So if a lady comes to you with us, I'm just giving an example. If a lady comes to you with excessive bleeding, we know if pregnant, after delivery, what we need to be doing. If she's pregnant, what we need to be doing. So these are the standard guidelines, so that we are giving the patient holistic care. And how do we instill this is, we do a lot of drills to make sure that everybody is on the same page. I'm sure Dr. Radhika would agree with me. These drills are very important because she's in that aeronautics industry. So drills are very important because we cannot give the quality of care unless we train the people. It's the same thing, as I said, breastfeeding. I'm sure all of you know how easy it is for some, how difficult it is for some, because there are a lot of beliefs around that, which are, some of them are exactly as we want, but some of them are extremes. What to eat, what not to eat, how to feed, when to stop. So these are the things which needs a lot of education. So we need to train from the base level. Because if you train your staff nurse, if you train your, even the helpers, they would be teaching their families as well, and also the patients who are walking in. Because in breastfeeding and all, it is one of the most important lessons what I have learned over the years, to give the confidence. Yes, you are a good mother. Yes, you can give the best gift to your child. So I think that is how I always make sure the protocols are set in, the quality teaching, and putting the drills and teaching every person who is involved in the patient care. So we are giving a holistic care.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you. So my next set of questions, just a couple in fact, is directed to Radhika. Radhika, you are a living example of a multifaceted personality. How did you combine these various interests to create a happening and successful career?
That's a very interesting question, Dr. Asana. So let me begin by sharing who was my source of inspiration and how I got into this field, and regarding how the balancing has been done. So a great source of inspiration for me to enter into the aviation field is my father. He is a spine surgeon by profession and an educationist, and went on to pursue his childhood dream of flying aircrafts eventually, and acquired a private pilot license. So his passion for technicality and aviation greatly influenced me to make my mark into this field. As you mentioned, I did my engineering in metallurgy, an area where usually male was always in majority. And but I was always interested in understanding fundamentals. And metallurgy was one of those fields where you learn all about metals, which is the backbone of the aviation industry. So it made me understand and explore the manufacturing processes of various industries altogether. For example, during my metallurgy study, I learned about the honeycomb structure composite material that goes into building up the wings of an aircraft, the rudder, floorboards, or the cabin baggage compartment. And this background eventually helped me to understand the aviation industry from scratch. So I'm also a big advocate of multidisciplinary skills, and my upbringing has been done in a manner wherein I've been encouraged to pursue multiple skills in a balanced manner. For example, if I learned to be a Bharatanatyam dancer, I also explored rifle shooting and horse riding. So connecting this with the aviation industry, I'm of the mindset that if you do not possess any particular aviation degree, diploma, or certificate, and if you're truly passionate about this field, then there are multiple entry and exit points that you can bring to the table along with your existing skill set. And just to wrap it up, another very interesting fact for us Indians is that we have the highest proportion of female commercial pilots in any country, which is 15%, and the global average is only about 5%. So I got into this field to give my contribution in other aviation fields as well. So I hope that answers your question, Dr. Adhana.
Yes, so that's a matter of pride, and I'm sure it's an inspiration for many young women. Can you recount any challenging, any one? I'm sure there are many challenges that people face. Any one challenge in the male-dominated sphere that you encountered, which was interesting or which was embarrassing or whatever? I mean, anything that you just encountered.
Absolutely. There were multiple, but of course, let me give an example, and I think a lot of women over here would connect with me on this, since aviation is a very male. It has male majority in the field. To be able to establish myself in terms of technicality as well, because when we are looking in terms of technicality, there are always questions whether can women compete on that level, so being able to establish myself on a technical scale, management scale, and as well as a combination of both the fields and how to bring that into practice, that was a huge challenge. And also because when aviation is a very, I must say, it is a very disciplined field, right? So to be able to have that level of accuracy, that precision, and self-discipline, these were really big challenges. And how to be able to communicate that to the team around, and of course men around, that was a huge challenge. But I would say that women have really high emotional intelligence, and I was able to counteract these challenges by understanding what is required of me, when and how.
Yes, thank you. That was very nice to hear all this, and very motivating, very inspiring. I'm sure there are many who would be inspired and motivated. Dr. Anshu Gupta, my question is to you now. Do we have the mic is muted? Yes. So, ma'am, आप ये बताइए कि women को कहा जाता है ज़्यादातर कि वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस आप अपना मेंटेन करो. मेन को हम ज़्यादा उतना ये नहीं करते, बट women को ये हमेशा कहा जाता है how do you maintain a work life balance? आपके ओपिनियन में what do you feel women should do? Or how do they actually, and I'm sure that, many of us are extremely successful in that, in maintaining a work-life balance. So in your opinion, आपको क्या लगता है कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए? अगर कोई हमसे ये सवाल पूछे कि आप work-life balance कैसे maintain करते हो, आप इतने busy हो, तो आप क्या कहेंगी उनको?
डॉक्टर कहना चाहूंगी, पहले of all, a woman should consider what are the top priorities for her. Obviously, for all married women, unmarried, single ladies, their family. So they should keep the balance. Most of the women are facing challenges, and they should make sense. It is यहाँ पे मैं यही बताऊंगी, क्योंकि women जैसे हमारी it is a essential to harness the इच्छा शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, कर्म शक्ति of women. और जो women की हमारी स्त्री शक्ति है उसको हमेशा से ही उसकी प्रशंसा की जाती है, क्योंकि as compared to the male part, women are more stronger. They have more strength to and caliber to switch over the task. तो यहाँ पे मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि जब ऐसे challenges आते हैं तो they should first of all make themselves a promise, come out for this, and I will break the barrier, whatever and in whatever way it will be. And they should discuss it with their family. If their family will support it, then it's okay. If the family will not, they can spare a little bit time. They can start whatever they want to do from home, and they can spare time in the night or in the afternoon during the hour when they keep that time for their resting period. They can do that, and once they will show their strength, yes, I'm sure their family or any other person will not set a barrier for them. And as in many situations I've seen, yes, there are many male dominating, because male persons, they don't want the women to come out to to come out in their way, and they want to stop them by harassing them or by making some barriers for them. So for that, they should tolerate, and they should have the strength at a certain level. And after when they feel that no, now the line is crossed, the limit is crossed, then they should boldly come out and take the strong actions against them who are creating nuisance or creating barriers for them. Here I will say that along the line of Atmanirbhar Bharat, skill development program for women, sustainable livelihoods and economic empowerment need, technology-based program, especially formulated for women and the participation, social enterprises to employ women, support women, small businesses, compulsory, non-discriminatory, and sexual harassment free workplace. Most importantly, no favoritism and support appropriate and needy women. These are the important factors which every woman should remember, should always keep while before taking any step, while before creating any barrier for anyone. So it's very important to understand the women that yes, this is a women empowerment, and I have the courage, I have the strength, and I will I want to do, and to positive response, positive you can say benefit their dear ones or to their family. So nobody will stop them. And against corruption in whatever, in any, they should have the courage to raise their voice, understand their birthrights, they rights. So these are the challenges. If we are aware about this, nobody can create kind of hurdle, and women can go on whatever way they can, whether it's professional, whether it's family related matters, whether it's for a single woman, it's very difficult in our society to live. If single woman wants to live in live in relationship, there are many people for them or making nuisance. So in such type of cases also, if women feel free, yes, I'm feeling comfortable with the step I'm taking, then she should go on. If women make a promise with herself that yes, I'm going to do this and this is a right step, she should go on. and she should take a courage, and she should take the step against whatever it is, if somebody stops trying to create barriers for that.
Thank you. So we have a very vocal and, expressive candidate for women empowerment. We thank you, ma'am, for, speaking up for such issues. And we need people like you to talk and, raise awareness. A very quick question to you, Dr. Anshu, just before I move on to Ms. Rakhi, is that what are two specific steps you have taken to create healthcare awareness? Just two specific steps to create
First of
health.
all,
Yes.
First of all, in my NGO, Drishti Medical NGO, the renowned surgeons, we make the people organ about the organ related diseases, their treatments, pros and cons, so that they can organs, because prevention is always better than cure. Because in allopathy, when disease, it suppresses the disease, or in very severe cases, it just life say that rather going for that, if people change their sedentary lifestyle and if they will adapt the natural ways. But yes, here I will say that if you are having a problem in naturopathy, we feel that if you're having a fever, this is not a problem, because we don't feel that fever is some disease, some kind of disease. It is your friend. It shows it it wants you that yes, something is going to happen in your body. तो आप उसको एक अपना दो के उस पहले ही अगर आप अपना प्रिवेंशन ले लेते हैं, प्रिवेंट कर लेते हैं बाय नेचुरल वेज, तो आपको जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती है. बट इन केस आपकी कोई डिजीज ऐसी आ गई है, उसके लिए हमेशा हम यही कोशिश, और मैं यही कहूंगी, हमारी जितनी भी हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम्स है, डॉक्टर्स है, हॉस्पिटल्स है, दे शुड अरेंज workshops or whenever it can be, or they can make awareness program through PowerPoint presentation virtually, so that people can be aware their vital organs, उनके functions उनको पता होंगे, कहाँ पे उनकी क्या कमी आ रही है, so that they can take care. In a natural and here acupressure is a very important and very beneficial therapy. There are two types of acupressure: Chinese traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic acupressure. So here, this is a self-treating therapy. Anybody can learn it. Anybody. You don't require any medical knowledge. आपके सारे प्रेशर पॉइंट्स होते हैं, आप हाथों को ट्विस्ट करते हैं, सब दिस इज ऑल एक्यूप्रेशर पॉइंट्स. अगर आप इसको सीख लेते हैं तो घर पे आपके कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है तो उसको आप इमीडिएटली आप उसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं बिफोर गोइंग टू द हॉस्पिटल. बिकॉज आई माई सेल्फ वाज अ पेशेंट ऑफ अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस. I was an IT professional, but when I was dreaded disease and I spent many years in hospital, आपके ऐसे आपके ड्रिप्स चल रही हैं, you cannot have anything. So I lost my organ. I lost Dr. Soumya and Dr. Radhika can understand this. I lost my large intestine. I lost my rectum. तो ऐसे compromise पड़े, इसलिए हमें पहले से उनके बारे में अगर पता होता है और अवेयरनेस होती है तो हम वो चीजें करते रही हैं. और अगर वो चीजें आ जाए, कोई आपकी प्रॉब्लम आ गई है, सपोज आईबीडी के आपके इनिशियल सिम्टम्स आ गए हैं, तो स्टार्ट टेकिंग केयर. इनिशियल लेवल पे आप उसको ट्रीट कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपके पास अवेयरनेस ही नहीं है, body, your organs, तो आपके लिए बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है when it comes for this situation. जब आपकी बीमारी फर्स्ट स्टेज से थर्ड स्टेज पे आ जाती है, तब आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं रहता rather taking the steroids or for getting remove the organs. तो ऐसी सिचुएशन ना आने के लिए हम लोगों को अवेयरनेस करनी चाहिए, अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम करने चाहिए, वर्कशॉप करनी चाहिए, और एवरीबडी शुड. एंड हम पार्लर्स में जाते हैं, हमें आई मेकअप पता है, हमें अपनी पोनीटेल कैसे करनी है सब पता है. तो हमें ये भी देखना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए कि हमारे शरीर के अंदर कितने वाइटल ऑर्गन्स हैं और हर एक का क्या काम है, और उसके लिए उनके फंक्शंस, उनसे रिलेटेड डिजीज के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अपने लिए भी, अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स के लिए, इस सोसाइटी के लिए. तो ये हम सबका एक बनता है, एक तरह से कह सकते हैं रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, कि हम सब लोग एक अपने से ओथ लेते हैं कि यस, हम जितना भी होगा वी विल स्टार्ट द अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम, और खुद भी हम वी कैन लर्न इट थ्रू ऑन आजकल इंटरनेट पे इतनी सारी चीजें अवेलेबल है, यू कैन लर्न इट फ्रॉम यूट्यूब चैनल्स. सो इट इज द बेसिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी of everyone, and especially here in India, for finding the support groups here for the J poucher surgery, which is a rare surgery, and here the people should come, the patient is bounded, that patient becomes bound. तो ऐसी जे पाउच सर्जरी के लिए सपोर्ट ग्रुप होना, उनको पता होना व्हाट इज जे एंड व्हाट recommended for what kind of patients. And like for brain stroke patients in India, people know only about brain stroke, what is brain stroke, but they are not, and they are not having the caliber to tackle the of brain stroke patients. Here in India we can, yes, the neurologist can treat the brain stroke, therapist who is particularly trained for brain stroke patients, because in brain stroke what happens, paralysis हो जाता है either in left side or right side. They do exercises, very special exercises which I have learned from Singapore hospital, from brain stroke, from my mother. And if in India all those physiotherapists, and if in hospital, government or private hospitals, if we give the training to treating the brain stroke patients, many, I can say about 80% patients can recover fully from brain stroke only if they will learn all those techniques. So it is very important. And here I will say that, see, I believe personally, it is my point of view that I believe in quality of life rather than believing in the length of life. तो लोगों को ये भी समझना चाहिए कि क्वालिटी बहुत जरूरी है लाइफ की. अगर आप अच्छे से काम कर रहे हैं, खा रहे हैं, पी रहे हैं, then it's okay. But because of the just कि हमें तो जीना है 80 साल तक, 90 साल तक, चाहे आप बेड रिडन हो. So we should change our thinking for that. And also we need to promote organ donation awareness and multi-organ transplant. What is the difference between a single single organ transplant and multi-organ transplant? And India, we need still we need to change the thinking of the people. Then that we need organ donation at a very large scale. Because see, here I will quote that, don't take your organs to heaven, heaven knows we need them here. तो spiritually जैसे माना जाता है हमारे यहाँ, अंतिम संस्कार अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो हमारा ये, तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. अंतिम संस्कार भी होता है, सब कुछ होता है, बट अगर आप ऑर्गन देते हैं तो ऑर्गन से आप ये सोचिए, डोनेट करने से आप कितनी और नई जिंदगियां देके जा रहे हैं. यहाँ एज अ सोशियो पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविस्ट में एक बात और आपसे कहना चाहूंगी, इफ यू कैन give me time, Asana ji. लोग आजकल क्लाइमेटिक पेंडेमिक पीरियड में ग्लोबल वार्मिंग हो रही है क्लाइमेटिक चेंज के लिए, लोग बात कर रहे हैं हमारे कंक्रीट स्ट्रक्चर इतना हो गया है, हमें प्लांटेशन लगानी चाहिए, हमें ग्रीनरी। पर हमारे इंडिया में अभी भी बहुत कम लोग हैं जिन्हें ये पता है व्हाट इज अमर बेल। अमर बेल क्या होता है? इट इज अ कस्कुटा। ये एक तरह की, इट इज अ प्लास्टिक डिवाइन, एक प्लास्टिक वाइन की तरह से होती है। तार होस्ट प्लांट पे जिस पे लग जाती है उसको पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय कर देती है। मोदी जी का कहना था सांसें हो रही है तंग, आओ पेड़ लगाएं हम। हमारा यहाँ पे ये कहना है दृष्टि मेडिकल एनजीओ डॉक्टर अंशु गुप्ता का, सांसें हो रही है तंग, आओ पेड़ों को बचाएं अमर बेल से हम। बिकॉज अमर बेल for human beings, for people like us, it is just like a sanjeevani booty. It can be used in various medicines in various forms, but for a plant it is a parasite, it is, it is a cancer. तो और जहां ये लग जाता है जिस एरिया में, इतनी जल्दी वो वहां की ग्रीनरी पूरी खत्म कर देता है। इसका कोई ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है, उसको सिर्फ बर्न करना है, जलाना है। So I've done research on this, but in India, nobody is aware about this. People are just making the drive that you do the plantation. पर plantation करने से क्या होगा? प्लांटेशन करने से क्या होगा? अगर हम यहाँ प्लांट लगा के जा रहे हैं और पीछे अमरबेल फैलती जा रही है, तो हमें इन चीजों को भी देखना चाहिए। और बाकी यही मैं कहूंगी मेडिकल से रिलेटेड, जैसे आपने हेल्थ केयर के लिए कहा कि हमें जितनी ज्यादा अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम कर सकते हैं और हम उस पर डिपेंड ना करें हम किसी दूसरे पे कि somebody will come and that person will organize the program, या that hospital will organize the program and then we will get the information about our organs. It is our responsibility. This is our body. We should know हमारी बॉडी में क्या क्या है, क्या होता है, किस ऑर्गन के फेल होने से क्या प्रॉब्लम आती है। एंड आई विल से दैट BLS, ACLS and PLS, these courses, basic life support, advanced cardiac life support and pediatric life support, these are the courses which anybody can do. अगर कोई आपके घर में कोई इस तरह का है, capable है, that person can learn this. वो कम से कम, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं तो अपनी सोसाइटी में ही कम से कम अगर आपकी सोसाइटी में 90 फ्लैट्स है, they can help them. अगर किसी को कुछ इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम आती है, चोकिंग होता है, कुछ होता है, तो उस वक्त बिफोर कॉलिंग द AEG और समथिंग हॉस्पिटल वगैरह, आप उसको उस वक्त ट्रीटमेंट दे सकते हैं। पीपल शुड themselves making awareness program rather depending on others, and they should learn the techniques and natural techniques to treat the daily routine diseases or something like that before going the upper stage or the higher stage of the disease.
My next question is to you. How and when did you feel the spirit of entrepreneurship enveloping you, and why this particular choice of profession?
I always really wanted to be independently working, and I was totally inspired to start my business, and at it was from a very early stage when I started with my first job. That is where I saw how the practice was working, and it was very inspiring environment. And I really, that time I felt that even I can create something similar, and it will be so great to design very nice building and great interiors, because design also contributes to this world, to the beauty and functionality of this world in a very greater sense. So I think that is what sort of inspired me. And as you start working more and more, you get the confidence about being about your own ability to handle different situations. And I definitely do feel that I was very lucky to work on great projects. It gave me really good exposure and that confidence that now if I start, I will be able to really sort of contribute in a very meaningful way. So it is the experience which you get which matters. And I also believe that the people that you meet also contribute to a great extent in your life, and the value system that gets developed. So I think slowly, with experience, the vision got stronger and stronger that I have to be on my own and start my own business. I'm hoping that I will be, able to start maybe some more businesses as well. So I'm quite inspired to do more and keep working towards everything, towards the success, and creating more businesses. At the same time, I also felt it just happened coincidentally that even when I was working, my team was largely women. And even now in my studio, largely, there are women employees. So it is, I feel very proud that, we as a women's team, we are really managing a lot of great work. And I hope that inspires more people to give more opportunity to women, and, to train them, and really kind of allow them to make that difference in the society.
Very quickly, the last question to you is, what key element, just name one, that defines your unique working style, Architect Rakhi's unique working style in a male-dominated segment? One unique quality.
I think it is creativity and ability to create concepts. So, like really get inspired looking at something very, very basic, and then also, like create a concept. Like currently we're designing a retail environment, and we totally got inspired by, sort of jewel motifs. So that is, being developed further, and getting converted into like a really nice design. So basically, inspiration, there are no rules when it comes to inspiration. Inspiration can come in any form and from anywhere. And I think it's just then, working very hard towards making it into a concrete concept. So I think ability to create concepts from, from nothing, or from very simple elements, is what I would say will define, like a very our creative process.
Thank you very much. So with that, we come to an end of this wonderful session. I thank the panelists for their time and for giving us such great insights and points to ponder on, and such valuable nuggets of wisdom and learning to carry back with us. I also thank the audience for their participation. Atmanirbhar Bharat is achievable and doable as long as each individual charts out a roadmap to align it with the national vision and commits to investing their zeal and enthusiasm to make it work. Thank you from all of us at Indian Achievers Forum. Have a great evening ahead. Stay safe and stay healthy. Vatika.
So with this, I thank everybody on the panel, and I thank Dr. Shabda Masthana also for moderating this panel very, very efficiently and so nicely. And everybody who joined on the panel, I think your answers were really very apt and to the point about what the topic was today. And thank you so much for joining with us today. It was a pleasure listening to all of you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we had a very stimulating and an engaging session with our experts. And again, one voice that Atmanirbhar Bharat is not possible without women empowerment. Women-led development will pave the way for a self-reliant India in the real sense. The panel, in fact, if you see, also discussed about how important it is for women to mark their significant identity, especially in this male dominated world. We have seen a number of times that women ignoring themselves, women not highlighting or pronouncing themselves. Women are not aware of various health issues. So even if they are aware of the health issues, they don't want to come out with it in open. And that's the reason we are seeing also women facing maximum diseases due to lack of this awareness or lack of coming out and speaking about it. Dr. Anshu Gupta, Ms. Radhika Bhandari, both of them opened the idea of women leading in the aviation sector. The panel ended on a very positive note with a zeal to enhance the situation of women in all fields of life. So thank you once again to all our panelists. I'm sure all the women and the girls who are watching this, who are participants in this seminar, are definitely going to be motivated and inspired. And not only the women, but also all the men. Thank you again. And ladies and gentlemen, as we draw to the closure of this summit, it is time now to thank each and every one for their participation and for contributing towards the success of the summit. And for that, I would like to invite Mr. Harish Chandra, the President of Indian Achievers Forum, for his words of thanks to everyone. Request him to kindly propose a formal vote of thanks.
First of all, I want to thank today's chief guest, Srimati Rekha Sharma ji, Chairperson, National Commission for Women, Guest of Honor, respected Sri Srinivas Shastri ji, Chairman Lal Bahadur Shastri Foundation, and former Cabinet Minister of UP. Professor Ashutosh Sharma, former Secretary, Department of Science and Technology. Dr. Ajay Garg, Director, Ministry of Electronics and IT, and Ravi Shankar ji, for taking time from their busy schedule and joining us for this e-summit. So thank you all of you. So as all of you know, especially in the last 2 years, India's position on global map of manufacturing has gone up because the world is looking at us as a global manufacturer and a substitute for China. No doubt, our government has effectively utilizing this opportunity by promoting Atmanirbhar Bharat mission and various other schemes, so Indian industries become the main feeder of global need, and at the same time, India can also become self-reliant. Corporates and SMEs are not only focusing on manufacturing, but they are putting their efforts to improve their quality, innovations as per the global standard. On top of it, under the leadership of our great Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, India's ongoing endeavor to become self-reliant under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan has definitely paved new avenues of strengthening our economy. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan has played a significant role in India's economic growth, and the kind of exemplary work our leaders are doing will surely make India a very, very strong country in the global map. The contributions made by the corporate business entities, MSMEs, startups, and entrepreneurs has greatly boosted the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. It was therefore a positive compulsion for us to recognize such people and companies. I congratulate all the award winners, all the companies for winning this award, and wish them all the very best for their future endeavors. My sincere thanks to Mighty Startup Hub for supporting this event. And at the same time, I would like to thank our esteemed sponsors, IDBI Bank, LIC, ONGC, PNB, HPCL, and Engineers India Limited for their valuable support. So that's all for the day, and we will soon meet in our next edition of Atmanirbhar Bharat very soon. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a very learning experience, learning from the views, the opinions, the suggestions, the recommendations of our esteemed panelists and our speakers. Thank you to all the participants also having participated in this summit. Hope we have been able to influence and inspire and motivate all of you also to come together. As Honorable Prime Minister on many occasions has said, that it has to be a collective vision, it has to be a collective effort towards making India Atmanirbhar. So together we can, And with that message, we draw curtains to this summit. All of you stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. This is your anchor facilitator host, Vimi Chaudhary, saying bye to all of you and signing off. Thank you.